Alrighty. We are live.
All
And
right.
I am now pushed underneath the bottom here. Okay, that's good. Alrighty, we are here for Common DualSense, episode 6. Everyone having fun?
We will be soon when the Pro comes out. Another couple weeks.
Let's wait for some people to come on in. Batman, we heard you bought the PlayStation 5 today. What games are you playing on it?
What is it called? Silent Hill. That Silent Hill 2 remake, which is kind of confusing because it has all kinds of uh like I got lost in one part, but then I was watching you guys play, so I got back where I was at. And then the fun game that Frank got in the background, that forgot the name of it.
Robot.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you really just get a PS5 or did you have one?
No.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
No, but I've been my cousin has some of these games. I've been playing with him.
Nice.
Alright. Welcome to Common DualSense episode 6 over here on the Game Complainers channel on YouTube. We got Anthony, we got myself, we have Frank, and we have our special guest, Batman.
So guys,
When he's not fighting crime, he's laying down, podcasting.
We love her Batman.
Alfred, get this man a beer.
a Christmas sweater.
And a Christmas. You know what, Alfred? When are you gonna fire Alfred? I know it's coming.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get a new Alfred, or a new Fox. Building all my armor.
There you go. All right. So in the live chat right now, we got Patriot Joel, we got Stevie Mac. What else we got? That's it. That's it for right now. There's people in here, but nobody's talking, so that's okay. You all don't want to admit that you're Sony ponies in the chat room.
I
Anyway.
don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, yeah. All right. Anyway. What's been going on with PlayStation?
Well, we're waiting on the Pro. Spider-Man 2 is coming to PC, and they said
Come
there's
on,
no
man.
more
Wukong is getting a physical copy.
Oh yeah.
I pre-ordered it on Amazon, which I might cancel because I was like, wait a minute, I could just play this on PC.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy that one.
So Wukong, physical, it got rated for Xbox, so the Xbox people could stop crying that it was paid off and blah 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 blah. Maybe your console just sucks, bro. That's why it wasn't on there day one.
Don't worry, by 2025 you can have it.
We're ponies, so we're gonna run with that, right? We're gonna run with that narrative. Even though I just bought an Xbox the other day. Even though I just bought Xbox Ultimate, Game Pass Ultimate yesterday.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
That we're total ponies.
Spider-Man 2 DLC is being... We're going to talk about that. Frank got the lowdown on that.
Yep.
You want to talk about this? Spider-Man 2 had DLC originally, but it sold so poorly they canceled it all.
That is not true, but what happened is... Okay, so the roadmap leaked for the DLC. There was going to be 3 DLCs. One of them was Carnage. One of them was Spider-Verse. Like, they were going to do all this stuff.
Right.
Then they were going to release a Game of the Year edition and put it on PC and everything. But the game sold 11 million copies already. It's only been out for a little over a year, I think. Wasn't it last September it came out? I think it's only been like a year.
I don't know.
It sold 11 million. They usually like 10 million is like their milestone. So they just figured, this is what people think and what I think. They figured, hey, it reached its thing. It's not really going to sell anymore. Why waste money on DLC? We'll just port it to PC, sell a couple more million, and get their money back, because they spent a fortune on that. And they're kind of playing it safe now after everything that's been going on. So they're not going to, like DLC, not everybody's going to buy this. So they figured why even bother? And then allegedly there's like a standalone, like, you know, we got Miles Morales. Apparently in that same leak, there's supposed to be like a Venom standalone. So they might even throw some of the Carnage stuff in there. Like if they had assets already and stuff. So I'm thinking that's probably what they're
I
leaning
think
more
this
toward.
game cost them too much money and they didn't make it back, so they were like, screw it.
Yeah.
We're
It
just going
wasn't
to
a
spend more money releasing the DLC and make less money.
Right. Like it wasn't a failure as far as sales numbers, but I mean it definitely didn't hit like the first one. I don't know why it sold as well as the first one, but it just didn't have that
You
staying
know
power
why?
that the
Because
first
it
one
wasn't
had.
on PS4.
Probably.
You have a lot of, I don't think people understand. You have a lot of people, I have customers, they're still on PlayStation 4. They will not go to PlayStation 5
Yeah.
because their whole thing
Well,
is the same
still on
games are over
PS4.
the same games are over here anyway, so you know, except for this game. This game is not on PlayStation 4, so
Thank God.
got
Please
RWK
don't
in the
do that.
chat. Yeah, thank God. Imagine that game run on PS4. Oh my God. That game could barely run on the PS5. So PlayStation announced that this game, Spider-Man 2, is coming to PC. January. Is it
That
January?
was fast. Yeah, January. I had the date up. Hold on.
The 30th.
Literally the day before the year anniversary, they announced this game was coming to PC.
Yeah. And they said no more DLC,
Got
obviously.
RWK in the chat room. We got Axel in the chat room. What's going on, Axel?
What's up?
So yeah, the Sony ponies can cry again. Another game bites the dust and goes to PC.
Now everyone immediately was like, "Oh, they're a third party. They're publishing on PC. Oh my god!"
Before we went live, we just got the word that Astrobot is going to be on PC February 29th, 2025.
Oh,
So Astrobot is now going to PC.
well,
All right, that's
interesting.
bullshit. I made that up.
I know. I was gonna say. I was like, "Where are you going
Just
with
trying
it?"
to piss people off.
But even so, I don't think this is a. I hope that they bring their full slate to PC day one. If you ask me, I would say yes, please do it. I don't think this is an indication that they're going to bring stuff faster. I think it's just like I said, they sold as many as they're going to sell. They need to get the money back. Concord flopped. They spent a lot of money making this game. They said, let's just throw it on PC now, get everybody to get it, make a couple million more, and that's it.
But the
'Cause
problem is, when they do the delay putting games on PC, there's no marketing for these PC games, and they don't sell that well.
no,
If you did day and date, you're running with the marketing from the PlayStation version, and you're coinciding all that together.
yeah, they're
Just
missing
do it.
out. This is gonna probably only sell like a couple like 1 or 2 million on PC. I
They
don't think
want
it's gonna
people
be
to
that
double
much.
dip. That's why they don't want people to buy it on PC and be done with it.
Now,
But eventually,
but
that's going to be their future because I don't think they understand how this works.
and this version, this when they did that big hack and they got the Wolverine stuff and all that, this version was floating around. I saw it floating around where you could download it and play it and everything. So they've been working on the PC port since like the game came out. I mean, it's like that's why it's going to be ready in a couple months because they've been working on it. There was a completely playable build for
Right.
PC already, so. I hope that they bring stuff faster. I mean, it's still a year wait. I'm still not going to wait a year to play these games. That's why I have a PlayStation. But hey, if they want to
Right.
do day one, I'll
That's
do
why I
it.
bought the Pro because look at Astrobot that came out. That's not coming to PC probably ever
Right.
because of the
There's still games
DualSense
that
and all
aren't
that
on there.
stuff. You never know, but that's the thing. That's why I bought the Pro. I don't think people understand. It's not because they're a Sony pony. It's number one, I buy all the consoles. Okay. Number two, I bought the Pro because I want to. If I want access to that game now, I'm gonna have access to that game right now. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Just like I couldn't wait for Call of Duty. I got Game Pass again yesterday. Because I'm figuring, okay, if I'm going to spend $75 on this game on PlayStation, Game Pass is on sale right now for, what'd you say, under $8 a month or under $9 a month?
Yeah. It's
It was
under
on sale. It's
$9
no
a
longer
month.
on sale. So I bought a year of Game Pass for $103.
It came out to like $8.50 a month with the way that we did it for
Right.
Ultimate. So that means you get it on console and PC. For
That was a no-brainer. So for that, I
Right.
bought it. Now, if it was $20 a month, I would say, no way. I'm not
No,
doing
I
it.
just buy the game.
Right.
And that'd be it.
But you can't wait. You want this game on Friday, preloaded and all that. That's what I want. I want access to my games. So it is what it is. What are you gonna do? We want to play games. I don't care where you're playing.
I think they're gonna raise the price of Game Pass again anyway, so I think we're good that we got it now. If we're ever
There's a
gonna get
rumor
it
that they are raising it again, which
They
they just
have to.
raised it to $20. So
they're gonna slowly just raise it. It's like slowly boiling a frog, So it's just a little bit, just a little bit.
Fred's in the
It's on
chat
the
room.
Fire Stick now, so
That's right. They got the Fire Stick, and guess what? Call of Duty is now. This is what we talked about a couple weeks ago. Call of Duty is they somehow got it to now be compatible with the Fire Stick. Not compatible, but you know what I mean. Originally, their deal with the whole ABK thing and the FTC wouldn't allow them to put Call of Duty on the Fire Stick. I don't know what happened, but now it's going to be on the Fire Stick day and date, which is good. That's what you want.
We know what happened. Ubisoft went broke. And they
Ubisoft
said,
went broke.
We'll do anything. Just please help.
Ubisoft said $5.
Well, they're in control of the streaming rights, which, like we've been saying, what if they get bought out? How weird is that going to be? Imagine if Tencent has the streaming rights to that stuff. They're going to be like, F you, we're not doing it.
They're going to have to do it.
It's cost money.
Microsoft can ruin them.
Yeah, I guess so.
Game Pass will be $30 by the end of the year, says RWK88. Don't time me out for saying that, please. Oh, I'm not Handsome Squidward. I'm not going to time you out. Don't worry. RWK got in a fight with Paris Lily the other day, and he was timed out. That's a true story. I'm not even kidding.
What did he say something really bad?
He said something about Game Pass was a cash grab, and he got timed out for 10 minutes for that. And it's like, this is the community, man. Like, yeah, we're getting to this point now where these guys, he's just having fun in the chat room. And he called Jez Corden or something, and that was the Paris guy wrote, say that again, you will be removed from the chat room. It's like, man, Handsome Squidward, go dance your ass across the Krusty Krab, all right? This is the Xbox community, though. They're threatening each other now. This guy's just having fun in the chat room, being dumb.
If you don't fall in line to their exact cookie cutter only Xbox, you're an outsider.
Yeah, well, you know what? That community, the Xbox community is good. Okay, you got good people in it. But it's getting to a point now where you're starting to see stupid people. RWK's been in these Xbox chat rooms for almost 10 years. I've seen him in there before I even talked to this guy. I used to see him in the chats all the time having fun, joking around. They know him as a regular in the chat. Okay? And then he makes a little stupid joke, a couple of jokes, and he's timed out and told, oh yeah, you will be removed from the chat room. All right.
They probably, how we always say they're script readers or whatever? They probably get, guidelines that they have to follow, that so they're afraid to, offend anybody. They got to make sure that it's,
I'm not saying you need to be disrespectful to people. I get that.
No.
But you're defending Phil Spencer, a man who doesn't need to be defended. He's a multimillionaire. He does not care about these guys. You think he cares if Paris Lily bans RWK88 in the chat room? You think Phil Spencer's hunched over watching? I'm gonna get some chocolate from Paris. Handsome Squidward's we're gonna ship him out to Microsoft and have sex with him.
They already do ship him out to Microsoft, all the time.
These guys, they think they're being noble. It's like, bro, you're just making guys like RWK go to PlayStation. You're just making guys like RWK be like, wow, I can't even joke around in the chat room. Maybe I'll just go to the other community. Right?
Well, what do you always say? Play anywhere except PlayStation.
All these Xbox guys, Play your games anywhere. Don't make fun of us. But don't play my PlayStation. I'm coming after you.
And you have to have Game Pass.
Where's my camera? Oh, and you have to have Game Pass.
Yeah. God forbid you just buy the game.
Oh, no. You have to have Game Pass. It's funny because this was the Sony guys about 5-6 years ago. Now it's flipped.
I remember.
Anyway, look. I play everywhere. I play everything. I just bought a new Xbox, so everyone could go fuck themselves. Anyway. I think Gabe Newell would make me feel more comfortable than Phil Spencer would in his entire life.
Gabe Newell's soft, squishy body.
Yo, you know what I like about Gabe Newell? During lockdown, he couldn't fly back to the United States. So you know what he said? Can't fly back to the United States. I'm stuck in New Zealand. He went to New Zealand for a week just to go to a couple of meetings over there. But because of lockdown, they closed down all the airports and everything. He was like, all right, I'm just going to buy a fucking mansion over here and live it up. And that's what he did. He bought a fucking mansion, lived there for 2 or 3 years until lockdown subsided a little bit. Came right back. Bro, to have that fuck you money, isn't that great?
I wish.
You just stranded somewhere, you're like, all right, whatever, I live here. That mansion over there, here's the cash. Move in.
Yeah, and you just have someone come furnish it for you, and you're good. You just
Not
walk
even.
in and you.
He goes on Amazon, and he gets all his shit delivered.
Oh, okay.
Sons of Xbox Anarchy. Frank, what's the fake Nintendo leak that happened today?
You mean the one that's been happening for like a week straight? That's all the Pokemon stuff, and then also the Switch
dock leak, the back of the dock, right? It's got a big fat ass.
Yeah, I mean, some people are corroborating, saying that's true. Other people are skeptical. I think it's true,
right?
Because it's coming from stuff
true.
That's official. Yeah.
Listen, when they showed the napkin of the NX, I was like, "That's it, man."
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "It's a napkin." I was like, "That's the fucking machine." Here we are later. Here's the NX right in my hand.
And all of the like Temu type places and AliExpress places have the specs for to make cases and stuff. They have 3D printed models of the unit. Like that it's out there. You think they're not going to leak stuff?
Whatever. Phil Spencer has this is what Fred wrote. Phil Spencer has the fuck me, I'm rich money. I mean, he does, but still. What does... we don't talk about that guy. Brandon says, subscribe to PlayStation. There you go. Well, that's that. So what are we talking about here?
We were talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah, continue.
That's it. I mean, that's pretty much it. Allegedly that they're doing a standalone Venom game. I hope that's true. I don't know.
I don't think that's true. I think it's I think that was true at one point. But...
yeah, maybe. I mean, they're trying to be careful now, obviously. So we got to see what changes and what happens. But
and then Sony right now is in a hard place with their movies because they're just making these standalone villain things. They could have had their own Spider-Man, and they would have tied it in with the video games.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Well, that's what they were trying to do with they were going to have Spider-Verse DLC to like tie into all that, because they own those Spider-Verse movies, but
right,
it's canceled, so that's it.
I'm hearing they're bringing back Garfield for those movies or something. I don't know. They're bringing back Tobey Maguire. They're bringing everybody back. I don't even think they know what they're doing.
Garfield the cat?
He's too busy breaking up with the 50-year-old lady he was dating. I don't know why that was his thing, but that was his thing on Twitter about a week ago. We got John 970i. What's going on, man?
What's up?
What else we got in here? That was it. What would be better, DLC or a standalone? Standalone would be better, but I don't know what they're doing. I didn't get my script from Japan, so I can't tell you.
They don't give anybody a script. They just throw these guys out to dry.
Right. Shout out to Redmond.
They canceled the online game that they were gonna do too, so that's not happening, and that was a while ago. So
That was the dumbest thing ever. They should have made that online game. You know how much money they could have made just by selling costumes? That could have been like Sony's version of Fortnite.
Yeah, they have all the Spider-Verse stuff and everything, all the different Spider-Mans. It would
Right.
be great.
yeah, it was supposed to be called the Great Web, and it was never a Great Web because it never got spun, I guess. So
Right.
just over.
The Madam Web. It was a turd of a movie.
Yeah. And they could have had a lot of different characters come in and do stuff over time, but they didn't do that. So I don't know. I
Is
still
this a
haven't played
pony
Spider-Man
chat?
2
All these
either.
guys in the chat are Xbox guys. What are you talking about? Frank, drop the link so I can share. Yeah, drop the link in here.
The link for this show right now.
I
Is that
guess
what he's
so.
talking about?
I hope they make Peter Parker and Mary Jane even more weirder looking in the Venom game.
Did you?
You might get your wish, man. I don't know.
They'll change the design as much as they changed Chris Redfield. Come on.
Why did
Yeah.
Patriot Joel say Tommy Maguire?
Tommy.
Who's Tommy Maguire?
That will be the new
Doesn't-
Spider-Man, Tommy Maguire.
Is Mark Maguire gonna play Spider-Man?
Timmy
Well,
Maguire.
he needs steroids for that, so there you go.
Oh, you know, it would be so funny if they get the bag Spider-Man costume and they got Adam Sandler underneath it. That'd be
Oh,
funny.
God.
Spider-Man here. Oh man,
Oh,
hilarious.
man. That would be the end of Sony if they did that. Yeah, link for this show, Frank. Yeah, he posted it. It's right above your
There.
comment there.
That is a costume. And one time he had a bag over his head, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Could have had Spider Pig.
Yeah.
I also don't know
Like,
what Brandon's talking about. He's saying, why are my comments being removed? Nothing was removed, so I don't know what you're seeing, Brandon, but
No, his,
Then,
his comments aren't being removed.
I was gonna say, I don't know why he said that, but I don't see it here. So
I
like
see all his comments
see
in
the
the chat.
comments, but that's what I'm saying. Like I don't see anything being removed. Like we're all moderators, so we could see what's removed, and
Yeah.
nothing's been removed.
Yeah, wow. Jim Carrey is Spider-Man shooting webs out of his head. Oh, there you go.
yeah. Well, Nicolas Cage is coming out in that new Amazon TV show, Spider-Man Noir that they're making.
Oh, man, this guy ruins everything, Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
So also, there's news about Silent Hill selling really well on PlayStation.
It hit 1 million copies.
Sold over 70% on PlayStation, only around 22%.
It was 78% on PS5.
Right, and 22% on
insane.
PC, which, that's kind of shocking, but kind of not really. So, I say that
Any of the merch for Silent Hill, was anybody buying it? You know, the T-shirts, if there was any figures or anything like that going around for the premium special edition or whatever.
I think it was just the fact that it was the marketing. The marketing was only showing the PlayStation release, really. They didn't really talk about Steam or anything, but I mean, look, it had a huge install base on the PlayStation console back in the day, so there you go. I do think it should have been released on all platforms, but what are you going to do, right? I think when even though Sony's paying them not to put it on Xbox, I think that's a bad move for Konami and Blooper Team because it's less people that can play the game. And then that's less revenue you're going to get. You know, everyone talks about Game Pass fucking everything up for everybody, but I mean, these exclusive deals really fuck everything up for the devs, like legit. So, I mean,
And you're screwing yourself on the sequel too, because what if this sells really
that's
well?
what I'm saying. Like they determine the sales numbers based on the original point of sale. You know what I mean? So if this thing sells like 10 million copies on PlayStation, you're gonna get a sequel. But if this thing sells only like 2 million copies on PlayStation, you could have sold another 2 more copies on Xbox, 2 million more copies on Xbox. You know, you see what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
more money they could have made. That could help fund the sequel or the next game.
Maybe
Silent Hill 2, there's an Easter egg in 4. The father of what is this? James Sunderland is the he's like the manager of the apartment complex where the story takes place. So like he's cleaning and stuff, and then they mention him and he's there. So that's the only like little tie-in connection
Oh
to
wow,
yeah,
that's cool.
yeah.
I still have to play 4.
Gotta play 4. 4 is good. Just the combat in 4 is horrible, but I'm
Yeah, I
sure
always
they'll
heard you're
remake
just in a
that
room
too.
for 8 hours, and I don't know if I feel like doing that. But
It's how long?
I heard you're in a room for like 8 hours, and
No,
then
that's not
there's like
true.
then there's an escort mission, and I don't know if I feel like doing that for
That's not
however long.
true.
But I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
That's not true. I'm telling you, it's not true because I played it.
Yeah, I mean,
If I
we'll
was
see
in a
how I
room for
like it.
8 hours, Anthony, I would turn the fucking game off. I was in the
Yeah.
room for about 20 minutes. So you do a couple of things, and then you get out of the room, and then you're down in the basement, which is like a subway station.
If you need a heal or retrieve stuff or put stuff away, you go back to the room because like the room is first person, and then you go back into when you're in the other world or whatever, you see the little character.
Jamie, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Yeah. Apparently, the villain he resembles Brandon Fraser in Silent Hill 4.
Oh shit.
Well,
Okay.
I have to
Yeah.
play it.
Gotta play
It's
it
not the
now.
first time Japanese developers kind of influence their stuff off of like American actors, or like, if you look at like the RE OG cast, they're all influenced from like American actors.
Right.
Yeah.
It happens a lot.
Yeah. Wasn't there a new Silent Hill movie supposed to be coming out?
Yeah,
Or did
they shot a movie that's based off 2, and that's apparently coming out soon. I think it's coming out like next year or something like that.
Good old Silent Hill.
Okay, that is Brendan Fraser. They literally ripped him off 100%.
Did they
Like beat for
really?
beat.
Yeah.
They ripped him off?
Yeah.
Yeah, Walter Sullivan.
Yep, Walter
He's
Sullivan looks exactly like him.
and he's mentioning too because of that little story in the newspaper. Supposedly that he was the guy that killed himself with the spoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Pedro Joel, I wish we'd get Silent Hill 1 remade first. That would definitely scare it. Yes, I agree. I really wanted Silent Hill 1 to be remade first, but 2 was more popular than 1, and 2 is a one and done, like Anthony keeps explaining. So it was probably less of a risk for them to just release 2. And there you go. Hopefully we get 1 and 3, because 1 and 3 connect.
I mean, 1 million copies, like a lot of people are like, well, that's nothing. That's because everyone's replying on Twitter about that, and they're just like, that's nothing.
That is nothing.
Resident Evil sells, this, and that, and it's like, yeah, but it's not It's not as big as Resident Evil.
Right.
It never has been, in my opinion. I know it's gonna make people cry, but it is what it is. Like,
Right.
it's big in its own niche way, but like, it's never sold the copies that Resident Evil has like actually literally sold. And it's been gone for over 10 years if you don't even count PT, which you can't really count. That didn't do anything. It was just a demo, and then it got canceled. So it's been gone for a while, so it's not going to sell 8 million to 10 million copies like Resident Evil 4 in the first year. It's just not going to. Now Konami can look at that and say, this sucks, this isn't a success. All right, then bye Silent Hill. I guess nobody bought it and that's it. But if they look at a million like, okay, this is good for, a comeback like this, then maybe that is enough for Konami to keep funding another project. But if not, it's just going to go away again. And if it does, it does. I mean, it's not going to be the first time, might not be the last time. So I don't know. I guess we'll see how they gauge that success. I mean, we thought Dead Space Remake did okay, and apparently it didn't. So what do we know as consumers? We can only buy this stuff and just let you know how we feel about it. But the companies that make the money are going to be the ones that say, okay, we're going to keep going with this. We're going to keep putting money into this and fund the next thing. And it just unfortunately doesn't happen. But I want to see 1 and 3 as much as you guys do. It's just a matter of what they consider a success. Like Sony could look at Spider-Man 2 and say, you know what, 11 million copies, that was good enough. or not good enough, or they might look at it as, oh, it's the fastest selling PlayStation like specific game. Maybe that is good enough for them. I don't know. I mean, we keep getting these canceled things within the franchise, so I don't know what they're really trying to go, in the next, like, especially for Spider-Man 2 as well. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like Silent Hill is just I guess we'll see how they gauge that success. But 1 million copies in like a week's time or almost 2 weeks' time, that's still not bad. It's pretty good, but I mean, a lot of people just have higher expectations now. It's not going to sell like, RE4 Remake. It just isn't.
Yeah. Want Dead Space? Like a big game in the 7th gen only? I wish we would get more Dead Space. That would be great.
It was so good.
Yeah, I mean, I love the remake a lot, and it was pretty beat for beat. Besides some stuff they changed, here and there with like the dialogue and some of the backstory, but I thought it was really well done. And Dead Space 2, some people say that that's even better than 1. A lot of fans say that, and it would have been cool to see, at least them to try Dead Space 2. But we know how EA can get with like their firm decisions. So, and yeah, we're not hearing anything's
Have I been
moving.
timed out? You have not been timed out. I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, but you're on thin ice.
What is
You're
up
about
with
to be
people
ejected.
thinking that they're getting like
I don't know what the fuck
What-
is going on.
what
You
are
got
people
one fucking
smoking
idiot
tonight?
guy that came in here. Ooh, this is the pony fucking thing. Yeah, it's called Common DualSense, you fucking idiot. This is the fucking Sony. It's a Sony type podcast, Sony-esque podcast. You want me to talk about Xbox? Let's talk about Xbox. Let's fucking talk about how great the fucking Series X is and how it fucking powered my dreams and it put so much fucking money in my bank account. Let's talk about how great Xbox is.
Oh, mine didn't.
Let's talk about how fucking sexy Phil Spencer is. Let's talk about Indiana fucking Jones. Let's get the whip. Let's whip people's butts with the Indiana Jones whip. Come on.
Boy, Phil Spencer and James Gunn, they're best buddies now because they're destroying.
Phil Spencer and James Gunn are butt buddies. They love each other. Bro, Phil Spencer sent fucking James Gunn the golden Indiana Jones whip, and they're whipping each other's butts back and forth. They're fucking whipping each other's asses. They got so many fucking welts on their butts from that. Phil Spencer can't even sit down. That's why he's got to stand up.
Does Todd Howard get involved, or does he just watch it?
He watches it. He paid for that. YouTube is out to get us. What's going on in the chat? Is RWK really getting timed out? Because I'm not doing nothing.
No, I don't see anything happening. Like, I've been monitoring the chat. I don't know why people are saying stuff's happening to their shit. It's like I don't see anything going on.
Is there like a crazy moderator? I mean, who's doing this shit?
I don't see it though.
Because I don't see anything on my end.
Usually I can see comments that have been removed. It doesn't take it away completely.
Everybody,
You know what I mean?
refresh your browsers and see what happens.
Yeah.
We see everything.
Yeah, because if someone deleted a comment, like let's just say one of the mods in the chat, I would literally, it would say X, Y, and Z deleted this comment. And it doesn't say that for anybody.
Yes, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Show's falling off the rails. But can I ask you something? Why even come in here if you're going to fucking say, this is an Xbox podcast? No, it's not. It's called Common DualSense. You see the PlayStation background. Now, we're not Sony ponies about it. We're just talking about PlayStation. We were told, hey, you should do a PlayStation podcast. So we're doing one. Done an Xbox podcast for over 10 years. Now we're doing a Sony one. I don't know why this is such like a bad thing. What is with these Xbox guys where you can't say shit about Sony? Can I ask you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
well, I think
you guys can't talk
show...
good about Sony at all.
Well, the only other
guess
show
what, motherfucker? They're going to have a fucking console while you're fucking going to be playing on a Fire Stick in 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, we'll, never...
That's okay. The brain is bigger than the box. Great. True. Awesome. But guess what? I like to play my shit on the box. I don't want to stick a Fire Stick in my fucking TV and fucking, oh, I'm playing Call of Duty. Don't worry about that lag.
Yeah, we'll be playing at 120 frames while they're playing it on streaming.
Whatever.
So good
I don't
luck.
even care about that. I
Well,
have
it's when
everything.
you're-
I play everything. That's what these people don't understand. Because mommy and daddy buy them their little one Xbox that they have in their fucking house. I got fucking 12 Xboxes in this house. Okay? You want to do MTV Cribs, motherfuckers? We'll do that. You go down in my basement, you see all the boxes lined up against the wall.
Yeah, but that doesn't cover your sin of having PlayStation.
No,
So it's
I
not enough.
got PlayStations, and you know, you can't have that.
You can
You
have
gotta only
Switch
have
though.
Xboxes and Switches.
Yeah, you just can't have PlayStation.
So whatever. As a PlayStation podcast, I like PlayStation, the old play. Yes, we're here to talk about all variations of PlayStation. Just like on Game Complainers for 10 years, we talked about Xbox positively.
Yeah, we talked about. I mean, on that show, we talk about all.
Are we not allowed to do a PlayStation podcast? We did a Nintendo podcast for a little bit. That was okay. I don't know, man. Give me that fucking gray thing with the RCA and the MIDI ports in the back as well. There you go. That's the PS1. Shove all 12 up your ass, says RWK. Okay, well, I don't know what you mean, but whatever. I think the peeps are on crack, says Stevie Mac. Patriot Joel says, I am okay.
I am okay.
He's just giving us an update on himself.
Oh, man. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we do a show every week that talks about all the machines. So
We asked the fan base if they wanted us to do a PlayStation show. They said yes. So we're here.
yeah, I mean, we're kind of doing it based on just the recent like PlayStation news. I don't think this is going to be like, forever going, but I mean, that's at least that's the way we talked about it,
Yeah, we'll do this when we have some sort of news. We had some news on Spider-Man. Got some news on Wukong.
I think PlayStation is, yeah, it's been more rampant than recently.
We got a couple of items in the mail. Well, actually, one item today, and I got more coming, but I'll show you guys on stream. But all three companies are tools. Thank you. Please don't time me out for talking about Jim Ryan eating crumpets. Well, fuck him.
Good
The
riddance.
man that got fired because he let ABK close on him.
See, at least Sony was smart enough to get rid of that guy.
We
gotta
knew
give him
he
credit
was
for
something
that.
nice. We knew it. We said he was going to get fired, and he got fired.
He was He was the worst thing to happen to PlayStation ever. Like, that was the worst. He was so out of touch.
Well, yeah, because they basically condensed all the positions down to him. Move my microphone back up. And that was it. He was the head honcho of all of Sony, and it was all on him. Why do you think they got Herman Hulst and this other guy now? Because if the other guy fucks up, they're just going to blame and fire Herman Hulst.
Yep.
That's why you got two of them.
But they should hire Herman Monster, see if he fixes anything.
Herman Munster would do a better fucking job than Herman Hulst, I'll tell you that.
Could you imagine him trying to put on those Sony headphones, like, on his huge head?
He would just break them and tell you not to buy them because they're shit. Which is true. I mean, the headphones are crap. How dare you ask the fans what they want? They want Sarah Bond, probably. Yeah, good for her. She's going to take over Xbox. Who gives a fuck? Why do I have to know these people's names? I don't give a fuck. I just want them to release shit. Release the games. I don't care who you are.
And release them in good
Bill
quality.
Spencer, Matt Booty. Why do I have to know these people's names? Just make games. Fuck.
Who's that other guy, Dunkin' Donuts? I already forgot his name.
Ed Grimley Duncan.
Fast and good, and that's it.
Craig Duncan.
Duncan's toy chest from Home Alone 2. Uncle Cracker. He's got the Frohawk from Uncle Cracker. There you go. The fucking hairstyle that was played out in 2020. In 2000, I'm sorry.
What a doof, call him Craig Ferguson.
I didn't even catch that. Because again, why do I have to know these guys' names? You know? Oh, he's taking over. Yeah, it's like, great. I hope he does something good. But like, I'm reading the internet, and everyone's like making a big deal. I'm like, who cares? Make the games, make the content. Maybe if you make the content, I'll be like, who did this? Craig Ferguson did. Great. I'll remember his name so I know what to buy.
Yeah.
It's quite the opposite with Xbox. You need to know who the fuck is in charge so you can get mad at them later when the thing comes out, I guess. I don't know.
They don't even really like the Microsoft positions don't even matter because we all know it's Satya saying this is what you're gonna do, so it's just pointless.
Xbox, you know, I love the brand, but it's like they don't love you back, man. They've changed in the last few years, and I think it's because of the whole ABK thing, and that's fine.
Yep, they're going in a different direction.
Going in a different direction, which is all right. But you know, I have the console still. I got the Fire Stick. I got Game Pass. I got all that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I have all these things. I don't understand why people are fucking coming in here and dunking on us for this shit.
Don't let them trick you into spending $20 a month. You can get it cheaper. Trust us.
Well, not anymore because it went back up in price.
Well, check every day and pray that it goes back down.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm
You
checking.
can all wait for Return to Silent Hill.
Batman, it was your birthday the other day.
Why not? I put up the pictures of the food that I ate, the Pizza Hut, at the
Right.
big box. There, I posted it on all my social media, Instagram, Twitter, and on my channel as well. And
So, go ahead.
I had a stream. I streamed on that day too as well. Most of you guys came into the channel. It was fun.
It was fun. We were in there hanging out. Now,
Yeah.
you streamed again and you were laying down. So did Catwoman crawl over to you and give you a birthday present? I mean, what's going on here?
Yeah. No, Talia Algo actually came. She wanted me to go hit up the Lazarus pit with her. So I'm immortal now.
There you go. Did Batman shave, says RWK?
Yes.
I don't fucking know.
He did. I noticed it.
Sega would have thrown a fucking wrench. Sega. Bro, Sega was firing people for doing the right thing by them. Look at Bernie Stoller. That guy took it really bad. He was like, hey, we got to put a modem in the Dreamcast. Like, no! He's like, got to put the modem in the Dreamcast. No! Dreamcast comes out, they fire him. It's the hottest selling thing because it has the modem in it. Horrible.
Sometimes you need people to tell you what's actually going on.
Yeah, I know. Not like Xbox. Don't tell anybody anything because you're a fucking hater. We
Well,
just
they
want
just
the
don't
brand to
care.
get better, but you know. You know.
That's what's funny is when
And PlayStation's got problems too. I've been getting all these fucking remasters. Why? Because they have nothing. Now, I'm sure in 2025 they'll release Death Stranding 2. Again, you're going to run around doing nothing in that game. Bravo. It's like gaming is just fucked right now. It's in a bad spot. I don't think there's going to be a crash and all that bullshit, but I think there's going to be a restructure as these companies like not spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to make games and maybe make smaller games, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. Just make variety and make these games fun. That's all we ask. Look at Nintendo. They've turned down a shit ton of games. It didn't take no 5 years for one fucking game.
they're gonna save us with their
How many
new
Mario games have come out that were new and they weren't like, remakes or remasters? That new fucking Kirby
fun.
game came out. That wasn't in development for 5 years. The Switch wasn't even a fucking thing 5 years ago.
Nope, they make tons of.
You know what I
games.
mean? Like, they make these games and they get them out and they're fun. Look at Zelda. How many fucking Zelda games came out in the last 5 years?
On Switch alone, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 or 6 of them.
Right.
It's insane. And Mario games, there's like a ton.
Well, Hyrule Warriors, the first one, that was a remake or a remaster or whatever.
Yeah.
Or a port. I should
But
say that. It was a
still, I
port.
mean, still, that's like insane. And then there's a ton of Mario games. There's been a ton of Kirby games
Right.
on this thing, like everything.
That's what I'm saying. And yes, they're not big budget blockbuster games. We get that. But I think the point here is that you don't have to spend that much money to get quality and quantity out.
Yeah. The Switch alone got 3 Mario parties.
Whereas
3.
fucking, PlayStation and Xbox seem to have that issue where they don't know what they're doing.
You're lucky if you get one big franchise game for these systems for the whole generation. Like one Halo, one Gears. You might. We didn't even really get Gears for this yet.
Oh, Nintendo's been shitting on their Pokemon games since 2016. Yeah, we know, man. I think you guys are going to get fixed up in with the Switch too. I think that's going to be a better situation. Hockey fan, what's going on?
And they, with these leaks that came out, they were going to release the new Pokemon game this year, and they were like, nah, we're not going to do it. Because they realized, like, they can't just keep doing that. It's just not good.
Were they ever going to make another Smash Ball game for the Nintendo?
Smash Bros?
Yes, yeah.
They'll make a new one. That guy always says he's
Sakurai
quitting.
always quits, and then,
he quits, and then he comes back.
He'll be like, you offered me how much? I'll be there.
He does it on purpose, to get more money.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's my last game, guys. How much? Yeah, like you said.
I think, though, the big title for the Switch is going to be like Mario Kart or something, because we haven't had a Mario Kart in 10 years, so they got to just make like a crazy one with like everybody in it.
Yeah, but that's why make Mario Kart 9 when Mario Kart 8 is still popular? You know what I mean? There's no fucking point. They're going to put the same people on it.
They added a ton of stuff to 8, too, over the years.
Yeah, which they said they were not going to do, and they ended up doing. So.
Yep, they did it anyway.
Depends on Sakurai. Yeah, there you go. They flubbed the Switch to more adventure style. Hopefully, yeah. I'm optimistic about the Switch, too. I think it'll be good.
As long as it runs the games, that will be good, because the games are great that they put out. They just don't run well.
Right. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, so Silent Hill 2 sold mostly on PlayStation 5, which we figured not too bad. And I guess that's good news for them, but overall I don't think it's really good news. You sold 1 million copies, but there are 150 PlayStations out there? 150 million PlayStations out there.
There are 60 million. So that's still a ton.
There's only 60 million PS5s out there?
Yeah, and there's like 150 PS4s, 150 million.
I thought it was 150 million PlayStation 5s now.
No, it's only up to 60.
Not yet.
62 million, and actually PS4s is 118 million as of October.
Well, still, this game couldn't break like 5 million units.
I don't think it's going to go
fucking
more
broke
than
1 million
been
units.
Gone for over 10 years. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but that should be a reason why more people are buying it.
I think this is only going to sell like 2 or 3 million tops. I don't think it's going to.
I don't even think it's going to hit 2 million.
Maybe not.
Maybe when the price drops, it might get up there a little bit.
I don't know, man. I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean, if it is, then
that's not good news.
Yeah, but like I said, it just depends on what companies want to do. Like Konami probably could care less, and they'll just move on to Pachinko.
Well, Konami might say, we didn't make enough money. Fuck it. Bloober Team sucks, and then Bloober Team has no more connection to it.
But did they foot the bill, or did they just license it to Bloober Team?
They probably licensed it. They licensed it out. Yeah,
so they don't care then. If somebody comes up with money and says,
no, they do fucking care, Frank. Because if Bloober Team kills their franchise, guess what? No one's gonna fucking license it again.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, in my opinion, they did a good job to the point where I felt like it should have sold at least a little bit more. Right. But at the same time, I can't. Again, it's been gone for so long. I mean, it really hasn't been in the mainstream at all. Like they're just getting a movie out, yeah, but they're trying to, the return to Silent Hill, and it's like, maybe if you had that come out last year and then this was coming out, like people might have started talking about it again. But I feel like the only real marketing they did was through online, and just like there wasn't really much, I feel like that went into this marketing as much as like you would see a Resident Evil game where I feel like they're all behind it. It was kind of like, yeah, the content creators and shit did the marketing. They almost like it's almost like they pulled an Xbox with the marketing where they just relied on like online people or content creators or influencers, quote unquote, to like push it. And it's like that's not enough. Like when you're trying to bring something back, like Capcom will do that, sure. They'll send it to people early and they'll cover it. But like they also have a really good marketing team. I saw a bunch of ads for something like RE4 remake, RE2 remake, like, even on TV and shit. And I don't really watch TV like that, but like I at least saw that it was like some kind of presence around. And I feel like for this, they probably were just relying on people that were just online to do it. And I don't know, maybe the negative press at first made people not even want to check it out. Like, this is why people online can be idiots and it messes things up for everybody else. Because some people might just believe anybody that says, oh, the girl's ugly, so don't buy it. And then they just don't buy it. Where if you just think for yourself and be like, hey, I'll go in with an open mind. Maybe this girl isn't ugly. Maybe I should not
What
care
does it
about
matter?
what a
Her
video
ass
game
is on
girl
fire at
looks
the end of
like.
the fucking game. Nobody
Yeah.
gives a shit about that
Maybe
character.
I should not care
the
about
character
what
sucks.
characters look like in video games and just play the game, I don't know.
Come on. We gotta stop this this narrative being pushed upon us. Yes, there's stupid companies there's consultant firms out there that are dumb. We know that. But you waited fucking 10 years for this remake, 20 years for this remake. You gotta play.
Yeah, it's not about like it's about James pretty much going crazy in Silent Hill. It's not about him hooking up with ladies, you know what I mean? Even though that
Her head
almost
is
happens,
too fat,
but
the other girl's face is too fat. Yeah, we can't have
yeah,
that.
it's not really about that. So it's just I don't know. Like it's not really good in
You
the
do
grand scheme
realize
of
this guy's
things.
getting chased by a pair of fucking legs, right? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's more problems with this game than just the way that the lady's head looks.
Right. All the monsters are supposed to be representations of James and his frustrations and stuff. That's part of it. That's
'cause
why you're
James is a
fighting
fucking idiot. That's why.
that's why you're fighting mannequins and nurses with messed up heads. Like it's all there for a reason. But at the
Right.
same time, I just don't think they really like pushed this game, I guess, as far as they probably could have, besides just online like presentations and stuff and live events. Like they did the Silent Hill events both times to show off the game, but like I don't know. I just feel like Silent Hill fans are similar to Resident Evil fans when it comes to like it is more of like a niche thing that kind of happens in a bubble. It's like you don't even know it happens, a lot of times where it's like it makes a big wave, and then by the time it gets to like the fourth remake, people are really talking about it. And I think Resident Evil built that momentum from 2 to 3, regardless of how people felt with 3. They kept remaking them and kept it consistent with mainline games. And then with this game, it's like, or this franchise, it's like there is no mainline game yet. They're working on the Silent Hill F game, but that's not even out yet. So it's not even like Capcom where they're like, oh, we're going to put out a main title, a main line, and then we're going to do a remake. They don't have that, they just don't have that flow at
Right.
all. Maybe that has to do with it. I don't know. I mean, they started with the strongest game that fans feel like is their fan favorite, sure, but I don't know if it was really translated that well with like audiences today. I don't know. I really don't know like how it was presented to people that were like, oh, I'm going to check out Silent Hill, unless they watch like our channels or they watch people play it. Like, I really don't know how they're going to hear about this thing unless they just saw an ad maybe on someone's video or like, I feel like marketing for games in general is very different nowadays because everything is on your phone and online. So it's like, it just depends on how, I guess, that algorithm hits your feed. But I don't know. I just think that this could be another EA situation with Dead Space. They're going to see it and be like, sorry. Like, I don't know. Like, if like Bloober Team's making this other game that we saw at the Xbox thing, right? And it's like a space sci-fi shooter thing. So they're probably working on that. And I guess in the meantime, they're going to see if like, they want to make other remakes in the meantime. They expressed interest, right? But it's like, can we really rely on that if Konami's like, yeah, no, you're done. There's no point. I don't know.
And if they would have done a game, a new Silent Hill game that was attached to like the first three or the first four games, and then maybe more people would have came out, or you know, to play it and buy it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there hasn't been after the. I think the first four are the ones that people enjoy the most out of that franchise. Hmm.
Yeah, and they did that one free game. I don't know if you guys remember that, the silent it was like the short message or the silent, it was like the first person game. They did that and that got a little bit of buzz. It was a free to play, like maybe 1 to 2 hour experience, and it was a darker kind of thing. They were like, all right, we're gonna just put this out. That almost seemed like they were trying to kind of gauge people's interest a little bit, but I guess it wasn't enough to like really sell this thing. um I don't know. And that was a completely different style game. That was literally all in first person. You weren't fighting back. You were just running from people, you know? So that wouldn't have been, I guess, the best representation of what this game is, because it's completely different, you know? So I don't know. But again, this was from the official Konami page posting this and just saying, they put the little like the hand emoji, like, yes, we sold 1 million. So it's like Konami themselves are putting this out saying thank you. Like, but whether or not they
If I was their social media manager, I would have said, "We did a thing."
Yeah, we did
Oh,
a
God.
thing.
RWK, check your deal. Anyway,
Yeah.
you did a thing. Yeah, well, I think just in general, gaming, the marketing just hasn't been good for a lot of these games. It's very few and far in between that you see any,
Yeah.
marketing for a lot of these games. Like you said, Resident Evil and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of these games coming out, you really don't see marketing. You just see, oh, the reviews got out early. This Metacritic, that. I don't follow that shit. I don't follow reviews. I don't follow Metacritic. I know a lot of people follow Metacritic and shit, but I don't.
Yeah. No, it's
I
not
hear,
really.
I hear online, if the game's good, I hear about it. Great, but I'll play it anyway when I get around to it. Or if it's a game I really want to play, I'll jump into it. But
Yeah.
Remember the marketing for Halo and Gears? That was like incredible
was
marketing. It made you
fantastic.
feel like you had to play these games. Like there was
you
no
had
way
to
around
finish
it.
the fight with Halo. I mean, I
Yeah.
bought into it. I didn't even beat Halo 1 and 2. Okay? I bought Halo 3 day one and I fucking beat that game. Then I went back and played the other ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I played them, but I didn't beat them. But you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was just like literally they were like, you have to, they pounded in your head, you gotta have this
Right,
game.
and
This is
Gears
the
of
game
War,
all
I beat
gaming.
Gears of War 2. Before I didn't even beat Gears of War 1. I beat Gears of War 2. Bought 3 day one. Beat that game that night. And I was like, holy shit. And then when they redid 1 on PC, I fucking beat it on there. What was it? A few years ago, I beat it.
Yeah.
Great.
When I was in
Great
high
games,
school,
man.
we had Halo in the library. We had Halo gaming. Bring people in, and we ate Subway that day, and we were playing. A lot of people were coming in. They're like, "Whoa, what is this game?" It's we're playing Halo 2, and it was crazy.
Nice, John. Yeah, it's, sometimes you just gotta, you listen to a lot of these, like, review sites, and they'll say, oh, this game sucks, that game sucks, but you really don't know until you play it.
Yeah, I think the days of we kind of
It's
saw
like
the
the
last
fucking
days
Rotten
of
Tomatoes. Let me tell you something about Rotten Tomatoes. Coneheads, okay? Not an Academy Award winning film, but it's a funny fucking movie from back in the day. Rotten Tomatoes, like, oh yeah, it's rotten. What is it, like 2 points or something? It's like,
Yeah.
bro, it was one of the funniest fucking movies in the 90s.
It was classic.
It's a classic film for comedies, not. It's not
Yeah.
Shakespeare. You're not going to win a Golden Globe, an Academy Award. You're not going to win all that. But it was a funny fucking movie and people enjoyed it. Now you're going to tell me 20 years later on the internet, 30 years later on the internet, oh yeah, nobody liked that film. Go fuck
Because
yourself.
they were born in the year 2000.
Yeah, I
Like, they
know,
didn't
right?
know
fucking.
They don't know how it is.
Their grandparents weren't even alive when that shit came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because anybody can make a account and just be like, I'm a critic now, so they're gonna, you know, I have to tell.
Man, we thought Siskel and Ebert were brutal. Jamie, take care, buddy. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, and it kind of is the same way with like content creation too. Like anybody can go on and just crap on a game before it comes out, and that's supposed to be marketing for these companies. Where we saw with the 360 and the PS3 era, it was the last era of when I think a lot of people were still watching like cable or TV. It was kind of like the tail end of that. I feel like we kind of saw the last bit of like, the marketing, the TV spots. Like we saw kind of the end of that. That was still kind of left over from, your 90s like marketing. Like you would see everybody was watching the same thing. That's why, things were just bigger back then. Like when a new music video came out, everybody watched one channel, right, to see that artist or that song. It was more of a big deal because
we had MTV, okay? None of this bullshit where you got satellite radio, you got all this, you got Spotify, you got to pay every fucking month. Like, for my car, my wife's thing just expired, the Sirius XM. By the way, do people remember this? Sirius and XM used to be two separate companies.
Yeah.
They merged. I remember that.
Oh my God. You mean it wasn't always Sirius XM?
They used to have the little dog.
They were two separate companies. They were competing and they bought each other.
They merged together.
They used to make portable XM satellite radios that you would buy at Best Buy.
Mm-hmm.
And you couldn't. Sirius had their own. XM had their own. And they would not intertwine.
I remember.
Then when they bought each other out, guess what? You could intertwine them. And that was a big thing for people. But
we used to have them at my section.
Well, they just raised the price for her car. Okay? For them to play that shit in her car. I think it was $40 a month.
What?
To listen to fucking music.
Wow.
She's like, take this shit off the car. And they were like, she was like, take this shit off the car. And they're like, oh no, we'll give it to you for $15 a month. For a year.
That's what they do because they can't. They know they're gonna lose
$40 a month to listen to music. Go fuck yourself, bro. I got a phone, all right.
Yeah.
I throw all my MP3s on here, and you got Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Bluetooth. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. YouTube is the thing. It's funny. I think I was telling you guys like earlier this year when I got my dad a new phone and showed him like YouTube music, and now he's like, oh, you could just discover all these artists. Like it's like a whole new window for him. Obviously he's a lot older than us, but it's just funny because it's something that like, once you realize you can do it, you're like, well, this just makes more sense. I'm not going to pay for. And a lot of times too, like Sirius now, they have their own app. You don't even need the car with the hookup anymore.
No, I know.
If you want to listen to like a show, you're like, okay.
She told me that the other day. She was like, well, it works on the app too. I'm like, they have an app?
Yeah.
No, I used to do it.
I used to tell customers. Yeah, I used to tell customers because again, when I was doing Best Buy, that was my section, Car-Fi, and people would come in and tell me, and I'm like, you could just do it on the app, right? Like you don't have to get this whole thing.
I still buy CDs and I rip them onto my phone, or I buy them off Amazon for $1 and change and put them on my phone. I don't do this subscription shit for the. It's stupid for music. It's just dumb.
Yeah, I
movies I can understand because you get people over, you want to watch a movie, blah blah blah. But I mean, for music, I'm in the car listening to it for 20 minutes, if even.
Yeah, I also like you can load up a USB stick.
Yeah.
However, you format it to exFAT, I think, and then you just put all your files on there. You plug it into any like radio, or installed radio.
You mean you don't want to pay every month?
Yeah. It's like I like to just either get an album and just have it. I don't gotta keep paying.
Anthony.
Yeah, like I get CDs, I get vinyl.
What happens if your USB gets corrupted?
Corrupted, yeah. I have a backup of a backup of a backup of like all my music files that I've had since like high school, on top of what I've been adding to it. You know what I mean? So
I talked to Batman before the show today. And Batman said they raised his Sirius XM to $80 a month. And Batman told him on the phone, go fuck yourself.
He went down there in the full bat suit and was like, I'm not fixing
this. He said, I get it free in Gotham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They couldn't
I was about to tell you know what? I'm gonna have to buy you guys now.
Yeah.
Wayne Enterprise gonna
buy you out.
Yeah. Batman went down there and said, I'm gonna have to throw you guys in Arkham. You're crazy. I'm not paying that price.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of nuts, and that's why I think, we're just tired of subscription fees and stuff like that. I think, but we going back to what we were saying too. Like, I just think overall, like, I think the marketing is just a lot more different now overall, and a lot of this stuff just kind of gets lost in the shuffle where it's specifically user based, and then same thing with like what you listen to on these services. It's all based on like
David,
what you
what's
listen
up?
to and stuff. So yeah, it's like we really saw the last era of that. It's kind of crazy because the 90s was like, again, or early 2000s or even mid 2000s, again, when the 360 and the PS3 were still, trying to really show what they can do. You would just see ads all the time on like, I'd watch wrestling. I'd see a video game ad. I don't know if you watch wrestling now, if you would even get an ad for Silent Hill or an ad for Black Ops 6. Maybe. I don't know. But like back then, it was like in your face. It was just
Right.
like all over the place because you were just all watching.
Well, that was advertising. The internet wasn't quite prepared for that back then.
Yeah.
But they relied on commercials back then. I mean, that was the way to go. I mean, that was the
Remember
way they
when you
always
go
did
into
it.
grocery store and you would see it on the chips or the sodas or whatever. They're sponsoring the game or sponsoring the movie or whatever. You don't see that
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, you barely do. I think the last time I saw
That's
anything
what I'm saying.
remotely
Like, you don't
close was,
see
like,
ads for
Halo.
these games and shit anymore. Like, you're just
Yeah.
supposed to know when these games come out. I'm like, what? Like Wukong, whatever the fuck it's called, Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
It was out, and people are like, "Oh my god, this is such a fun game." I'm like, I never saw a fucking commercial for this. I
It
haven't
sells
seen
20
an ad.
million copies. Yeah, like
And then
like
on
nothing.
Twitter, all I see is the monkey guy going, "Woo, I'm about to die." It's like I'm annoyed. I just see this guy's face like this all fucking day, and I'm like, I don't even want to play
He's
this
sad.
shit.
He's very sad.
I hope he
now-
gets killed. I hope a fucking tank runs him over. I use
yeah.
YouTube. All the music is here. Subscriptions, you all know. I'm not nuts. I don't pay for that shit. I don't even pay for YouTube Premium. I got ad blocker.
Yeah, I do have YouTube Premium. That is the one thing I
You're
have.
paying $50 a month for blocking ads.
It's not $50 a month.
It will be by next year.
By 5 years from
What
now,
are you
probably.
paying now? $25 a month?
I thought it was like sounds about maybe $20. Let me see what it starts at.
Wow.
It
Hold
used to
on.
be like 15. Damn.
It's just
Yeah.
you're just throwing. You might as well wipe your ass with that $20 bill.
I don't
You know
like ads
The
though.
other day
on
at
YouTube.
Walmart's, remember you guys remember the cassettes, the audio cassettes?
Yeah, I remember.
I saw some of those. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, they're bringing this stuff back.
Yeah.
They want to get rid of CDs because the quality is horrible. So let's bring back vinyl and fucking VHS cassette tapes. It's like,
Track.
why are we going backwards here?
Yeah, it's kind of funny because also it's $14 a month. That's what it is.
$14 a month plus tax. You're crazy. You're paying the money so they don't show you ads.
Well, a lot of times, I mean, at least the way I look at it is I get YouTube Music with it, which is pretty cool. And I do use it a lot. YouTube Music's cool because you can take a video that like is uploaded, let's say if it's like of a game soundtrack or something, and you can just listen to it as an MP3 playlist, like a video that isn't an actual song. It puts
I
it
can
in a
just
song.
fucking download that on my
It's pretty
phone.
cool. You can. I'm just saying it's cool because I mean, look, if it's a perk I get with YouTube Premium, I'm gonna use it.
They should
you know
give
what I
me
mean?
YouTube Premium with YouTube TV. I pay for YouTube TV every month.
I know, and
They
I don't get
should.
anything with
Well,
YouTube TV.
Spotify, who needs it? Yeah, Spotify's a fucking scam. All that shit's scam.
I don't like Spotify at all.
If you gotta pay for that stuff, like it's a scam. Just buy the CD and rip it. Put it on your phone and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, the
I
premium
still
for
have
me
all my
is-
original music CDs from when I was a kid. They're downstairs. By the way, I got the Scream 1 and 2 soundtrack
yeah.
down there. I got Mortal Kombat Annihilation soundtrack. I got all that shit downstairs. I got the Power Rangers Turbo soundtrack down there.
Yep.
I have all that old stuff down there. My wife has a book full of her old fucking CDs.
The other day I saw what was it? The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, that song, we're in trouble. That video, I've never seen the video to it. I was like, what the heck?
You know what,
It's kinda-
Batman? We gotta settle this. It's morphin' time.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a special time.
You ooze your nose. I love that movie.
Yeah, it was cool.
That
Yeah,
movie had a better soundtrack. You know that, right? It's got
Yeah.
Van Halen on it. It's got Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's got
just good
Devo
90s
on
music.
there.
Yeah.
Tons of shit on that soundtrack. It's crazy. You wouldn't think that was a Power Ranger soundtrack.
No, those suits were 40 pounds. That's why they wouldn't wear them through the whole movie. They were
Yeah,
real.
well, now they're selling the suits, and there's drama on the internet about it.
Yeah.
Because these fucking idiot fan. Bro, you thought that wrestling fans and like video game fans were bad? These Power Ranger fans are just as worse. Hasbro is selling all the suits from the original franchise, or basically the entire franchise. They're done with Power Rangers for right now, and they're selling the suits in auctions. And the fans are like, they should give the suits back to the actors. Like, what the fuck are the actors going to do with the suits 30 years?
I don't give a shit.
30 years later, the suits smell and they look like shit. And one of the actors came out, the Blue Turbo Ranger. You know, he was the kid back in the day. He came out and said, you know, I'll bid on it, but this should really go to the fans. Like, let the fans own a piece of history. And they're like, this guy is something wrong with this guy. He's mental. Like,
What?
fuck. He's ruining it for the other actors to get their suits back. It's like, oh my fucking God.
He just said he's going to give it back to
Nobody
the fans.
cares. You're talking about smelly old suits that are in a fucking basement somewhere. Well, they didn't get paid enough when they filmed, so having the suits would be a payment. It's like, bro, they signed a fucking contract like 30 years ago. They knew they were getting fucked back then. Why do you think some of them left? Why do you think the original 3 Power Rangers fucking left? Because they got fucked over contract-wise.
Well, when they first signed on, they convinced them like, "Oh, we don't know if this is going to be a success."
But this is
so that
this
means,
is like
no
toxic
money.
shit on the internet. I'm like, what is wrong with people? Who gives a shit? So if some guy throws all his garbage out, they're gonna go, "Hey, you motherfucker! You could have given that garbage to the guy that lived there before you." It's like,
You could have donated that garbage to somebody.
It's Goodwill, the garbage. No.
Starts yelling at the garbage man. How dare you take people's garbage away from their house, you bastards.
And anyone who's paying,
everyone
like,
gets outraged over nothing today for stupid shit.
I'm pretty sure anyone who's paying for those suits is not just going to be like, I don't want this, and like throw it out one day. Like, they're probably going to take care of it, and like, you know what I mean? It's not like it's going to go in the trash.
Yeah.
But they're selling these suits for like $1,100, and these people are like, "Oh, that's too much money." It's like, bro, that's
Not really.
nothing.
Yeah, that's actually really cheap.
That's
You know how
not
much
towing
Star
a
Trek
piece of
stuff
history.
goes
It's
for?
nothing. How fucking broke are you that you can't go out and buy a suit?
Yeah, if you really want
Number
it.
one, if you're a collector, it's a collector's paradise if it's that low in money.
That little flute that he had in the movie just for that one scene, that thing's going out for a lot of money now. The where he goes, it's time to pay the piper. You know, the Ivan Ooze.
Yeah,
The little flute he had. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
You know, some guy's just gonna buy that flute and stick it up his ass, right?
I've been waiting 30 years.
Yeah.
I
Give him a
mean,
Charlie horse.
at least let the fans, get that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, the 90s stuff is it's crazy just how popular it is. That's why a lot of this stuff is coming back, because it's like, people want to have that experience and stuff. It's just funny because even you go back on YouTube and you watch a lot of these videos of people that were, recording stuff back then, and you go into these stores and like, that's what, like, you saw each format. It was like CDs were out, but then people were still buying cassettes because they were a little bit cheaper. You go into like a Sam Goody and they would be in those like, those like little, like it'd have the handle on the end and stuff like that, like
Sam Goody and Harrison,
Yeah.
New York. I bought Blank Check there. I think Blank Check and Die Hard 2 I bought there.
Yeah, it was just, and same thing with VHS to DVD and, between the late 90s when you saw like formats change. Like that stuff happens all the time, but then it always comes back. VHS has come back. like all those big box VHSs that people would buy for like $3 or 99 cents back then now go for like $200, $300 because it's like in the big
And I threw
box
all that
clearance
shit
sale.
out.
Yeah, nobody knew back then. You know what I mean? Like, nobody knew. It's kind of crazy.
Man, Doc Brown didn't even need to go get the almanac. That motherfucker just needed to go back and collect videotapes.
He did to just
Yeah,
go
I
to the
know.
rental store, get a bunch of tapes, and never return them, and he would have been fine.
My nephew still has his VHS DVD combo, and it still works.
Yeah.
Yeah, John's right because we currently watch old episodes of Ricky Lake, and the people in the audience look like fucking Nickelodeon characters.
Yeah.
Dying laughing that one.
Yeah,
night
it was
watching them.
it was just funny too, like when you see stuff from.
But at least they had clothes on. Now, when you look at the audience, the guy's got his fucking. He's got
And-
his pants on between, like at the bottom of his fucking legs. I'm like, why is this guy even wearing pants at this point?
I feel like back then everybody had like an actual personality. Now it's like
well, they
everybody's
had
trying to be
style,
like
but the
somebody
styles
else.
were just poor.
Yeah. They dress like how kids should dress. Now it's like kids try to dress like they're not like you said, like they got the Bubba Ray Dudley clothes on, like they're out. It's all like out of focus. You know what I mean? It's not even like, I don't know. I just feel
Bro,
like
it's
people
like
are trying to be-
metrosexual Bubba Ray Dudley clothes.
Yeah. It's like now because of, everything just on everyone's looking at their phone, they're all trying to be something else than themselves, you know what I mean? Where back then it was like you were yourself and that's it. You know what I mean? You would dress a certain way, but it wasn't like, oh, I have to be like, this Momo over here jumping up and down on a TikTok, you know what I mean?
TikTok.
Yeah,
I never installed that app. I never
Neither.
used it.
I do
see
agree.
like TikTok TikTok clips on YouTube.
Yes, yeah, a lot of them get repurposed.
And those are YouTube videos. They're just re-uploaded.
Yeah.
But Ray
Yeah,
Dudley
same thing-
clothes. Yeah, for real. Hockey fan. You know what we're talking about here.
Yeah, and I agree with David R. RE is very 90s, definitely. Yeah, I mean it's 90s written all over it. It's so funny. There's an old video that you could find of this guy playing it from back in the literally the same month it came out. It was January '98, and he's like, the whole year isn't done yet, but I think this is going to be game of the year. He's like, we got a bunch of games coming out, like fun, but it's going to be, I don't know, this might be, and it's like
Well,
little
if
did
Jeff
he know.
Keighley was around back then, it would not be game of the year.
Yeah, it's like little did he know like how big RE2 would become in just like the actual like that being known as a name, a household name. It's just
Right.
funny, like you never know back then, and then all of a sudden it's like years pass and it's like, oh, I should have held on to that or I should have kept that, but things, formats change and all that stuff.
Playing
But
Ari on the Nintendo 64 when it was on there.
yeah,
RE2.
Claire Redfield has the best costume in that game because it's purple.
yeah, they had some cool features. They had
That costume is not in any other game.
Yeah, they had the costumes. They had the blood. You could change the color of blood
Yeah,
and stuff
blue
like
blood.
that, which is cool. Just like little stuff. That was back when ports were like different. They had like little differences. Sometimes they'd be the same, but sometimes with games like that, you'd have little
Yeah,
like
today,
features that were cool.
ports are people will never understand ports from back in the day versus ports now. It would be same name, different game. Now it's just like, nope, direct port.
Different
Yeah.
versions of Power Rangers. There is Perry on the Nintendo. What is it? The Super Nintendo and the Sega.
Yeah, they're different
The ones that
games.
you play?
Even
Yeah,
on the
they're different
Sega
games.
CD, it's a different game.
Yeah.
And the Genesis version of Power Rangers, the movie, was better than the one on Super Nintendo. It actually had the music from the show in it. And it followed the continuity from the TV show. The Super Nintendo one, it's just some random bullshit. And the game sucks and it's hard as hell. It has a cool ending, though. But, yeah, I mean, because you had different development teams working on them at that time. You know what I mean? It wasn't like today where they port down and scale down and all that bullshit. And they don't even do a good job doing that. So
Yeah, I see what John's saying too. Yeah, it wasn't even something you guys were thinking about back then.
No,
you don't even think about it. You're just like, this is the life that we're living, and that's it. You're just
back
in
in the
the
day,
moment.
we're thinking these graphics are awesome. Just wait until we get into 10, 20, 30 years from now. The graphics are going to be incredible and crazy. What am I talking about tonight? The graphics are going to be crazy and incredible. And guess what? Look, you're looking at Silent Hill 2 Remake. Look how good the graphics are. But we've hit a plateau with graphics, I think.
Yeah, like how much better can we actually
Hellblade
get?
2, I think, took it to another level, but
Where do we go from here?
in between there, you're still getting graphics from like last gen or the last 2 gens, I would say, from 360.
Right. So it's like, where do we go? Where does it go?
Exactly. The whole thing was back in the day, real people. That was like, oh, the graphics going to look like real people one day, and they kind of do now. But
Yeah. They
we
got
were
motion
thinking more of
capture.
like
They move a lot more like people. It's
we were thinking more of the digital FMV type real life people. But that was just
like
the
when you guys saw
phase.
Mortal Kombat, you're probably like, holy shit, they got the fucking real mod. You know what I mean? Like you're thinking this is like next level shit. It's just there's always
Sierra games though on PC that really brought it. We thought that was the future. We really did. We thought, okay, PC is on another level, and these are what games are going to be going forward. These FMV games and all that shit. It was a great time in gaming, but it just never.
certain things.
It had that time period, and that was it. It was over.
Yeah. So some things were different eras, and some actually stuck around, or some franchises stuck around that we still hear today. But it was like,
well, look
it
at
was them
Police
trying a lot of
Quest.
stuff out.
It was a point and click turned into an FMV, and then it became a first person shooter. And it's like it evolved into something that it just wasn't in the end.
Yeah.
And that's what hurt it. Last PlayStation was PlayStation 2. That was the best PlayStation, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I remember thinking when I went from PS1 to PS2 that was like the biggest leap of
It
all
was.
time. I was like, this is insane.
The
Like,
PlayStation 2 was so fun because I was getting photos of it. This was 2000. I was getting photos of it being released March of 2000 in Japan. And then it showed the blue disc, and then it's got like, it was black, it had the blue logo on. I was like, oh my god, I feel like importing one of these things. But we had to wait until September, man. That was a long fucking wait. But the wait was worth it. It was a great fucking machine.
This was a machine that could play movies on it too, as well as playing video. Because the first PlayStation, you could play music on there.
That's why the Dreamcast failed. People will say, "Oh, it was a piracy or whatever." No, it was because the Dreamcast came out a year before the PlayStation 2, and people just saved their money because they were like, for an extra $100, I can have a DVD player in my living room with the PlayStation 2. The Dreamcast didn't read DVDs. Yeah. So people, they passed on the Dreamcast to get the PS2 for the DVD
especially
player.
The Japanese.
DVD player was a main selling point.
Market, they were like, we're screwed. Because, the Japanese, they saw the DVD player. They were like, we're in. And, DVDs were really expensive too back then, but you could still rent them. Like, that's the thing too. Like, even video stores during that era, it was different than video stores in like the 80s and early 90s, because then you started to get DVDs in. And then it was like, okay, now you have this, like, you can still buy VHS. The VHS used to be, $60, sometimes almost $100. Now they're coming down in price, and the DVDs were more expensive. And it was like, but that was the cheapest DVD player, so that was a big deal. True. It's like, when that's the cheapest one, you're like, I'm going to do this. And then I remember that was before my dad had the, Batman mentioned the DVD and VCR combo. He got one later, but the PS2 was our first DVD player. Absolutely. That was it. That was the first entry into the household in that format, basically. Everything else was just CD-ROMs. Up until that point, I mean, I love the Dreamcast. I thought that was like, that blew my mind. Code Veronica blew my mind.
Dreamcast is definitely one of the best consoles ever made.
Yeah, and then obviously, then PS2 just like expanded on.
The Dreamcast was like the middle finger to fucking PS1 and N64.
Yeah,
it was like, you guys are fucking stupid. We're doing our shit here on Sega. It was great.
Yeah,
and that was a little placeholder until the PlayStation 2. That was the future. That was when console upgrades were good. It was like, holy shit, we got high frame rates. This thing looks good. It's great. I mean, they even made Bleemcast for the Dreamcast, which you could put your PlayStation 1 games in there and play them on the fucking Dreamcast with better graphics.
I played Metal Gear Solid.
Sony sued them over that shit, too.
Yeah. I have Metal Gear on Bleem or whatever.
You play Marvel's Capcom on there, and then you play Resident Evil. Right. You got the little life meter.
On the VMU. Yeah, there was a lot of great innovative stuff on there, and like Perry said, you really saw it felt like it was an upgrade back then when you got something like that. And I know we were in a different time in technology and stuff, but it just really felt like, like what John's saying too. Yeah, it's like it was 250 and then you got everything and it was like, it just felt like that was it, that was the premium machine. And yeah, then we got Xbox and then GameCube and the rest is history for that gen, which ended up becoming probably our favorite gen, at least for like, how just amazing like that kind of era felt with like just games that were just iconic and complete. And it was still a continuation of what we had in the 90s, but it was doing it a lot more,
Right.
more updated with the technology. So it's like we saw everything kind of move over. And yeah, it's a crazy it's a crazy thing to look back on to say, okay, yeah, we were here now, and then now it's like, yeah, where else do we go from the graphics? From now it's mostly performance, and these games coming out not broken is basically like the biggest thing that we're
Hey,
like.
you know what? I'm so sick of this fucking generation. I'm sick of these games not fucking running properly, even on PC. I'm getting tired of this shit. Like,
Yeah,
playing these newer games is like a chore. It's like we just want to play games and have fun. We don't want to fucking like the Xbox thing. I don't need to know every executive's name. Why do I fucking care? I want to play a game, but I have to know their names because we're not getting the games. I'm like, who's responsible for this?
Getting with everything now too, even with like the movies and the actors and whatnot. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
if
like look
this
at the
guy's in
movies.
it,
So much drama with this DCU
yeah.
thing, bro. You had Michael Keaton. You were going to do Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton. But James Gunn comes in and goes, well, I didn't like Michael Keaton as Batman. Go fuck yourself. Everyone likes him, but you. Like, go fuck off, James Gunn. You fucked up Marvel, and you gotta fuck up the DCU now. Good. Let him find Batman. Let him fucking hire, I don't know. Who's a crappy actor today?
Kevin Costner.
yeah.
Who's the young
Yeah.
crappy actor?
Oh man,
Channing
young crap.
Tatum.
Who?
Yeah, we'll put
Channing
Channing Tatum
Tatum.
in there.
Yeah, well, he's Gambit now, right? You can't make fun of him.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess not. All the ladies like him.
Make fucking McLovin fucking Batman. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody cares about that guy.
Like Jonah Hill
Yeah.
Batman.
No, not
Yeah.
Jonah Hill. Okay,
Could you
'cause he's
imagine
got
how
some
bad that
credibility
would be?
under his belt, even though he sucks. You got to use
Yeah, at one
McLovin
point-
because he's done nothing since fucking Batman. Yeah, since Batman.
Wasn't he supposed to be the Penguin at one point? They were saying Jonah
Apparently,
Hill.
McLovin was the Penguin.
Jonah
McLovin
Hill.
did only like 2 movies ever that I know of.
Remember the DVD or HD? Yes, HD DVD. I still have those downstairs.
That was one I never actually jumped on. That was a format that I did not.
It
get.
was a better format than Blu-ray, but Blu-ray won because it was fucking blue. Isn't that funny? The color of the disc. I'm sorry, the color of the case for the disc is what won the war. If HD DVD was in a blue case, they would have won.
Guy would never have bought bench
But it was in a
warmers.
brown case, and people were like, oh, that's ugly. And that was it. It was done. And then it was also the money hatting, like what we see with Sony and Xbox right now. Sony owned Blu-ray. Sony money hatted Disney.
Yeah.
I think HD DVD was what, Toshiba or something like that.
I
That was
think
it, man.
so.
They got Universal, but they didn't get Disney, and that was the end of it.
I always think about the guy who bought
People
bench
blame
warmers 'cause it's blue.
they blame Xbox for throwing money at their problems, but Sony did it first. Sony did it first. Sony was money hatting everything for years. This is like this PlayStation 5 thing is nothing new. They've been doing this forever.
Sony's been after the money for a little bit here.
Oh, we're on a Sony podcast talking bad about Sony? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it ran from March 31st, 06 to March 28th, 2008. So almost 2 years. Just under 2 years. Literally 1 year, 11 months and 28 days HD DVD was alive.
Good old HD DVD. Well, they actually did the right thing, unlike Xbox. They recalled the item, and they gave you a full refund, or they gave you a Blu-ray player. Toshiba said, "Bring, even if you didn't buy it at Best Buy, just bring your shit to Best Buy. We'll refund you." Because they didn't want any clash action lawsuits. They didn't want none of that shit. They wanted nothing to do with it.
It's probably cheaper just to do that.
Right.
Just to take them back.
Now, I found one at Goodwill like 10 years ago, and I have it. One of the original. And you can modify the firmware to be region-free and all that stuff. But I also still have the Xbox HD DVD player. So Sony's
Yeah,
renting
weird
Call of Duty
alertings
from
like
Xbox. Yeah, Sony and Nintendo is going to be renting Call of Duty soon.
yeah.
It's all like region locked when it's like, oh, it's on a disc. I should be able to play it. Nope.
Yeah, region locking is so dumb because the computer can just unlock it when you rip it, and then you can reburn it as a region-free disc. So
Yeah, nowadays with 4Ks, they're pretty much region free, I'm pretty sure, because I've gotten
yeah.
a lot of region 2 stuff and it just it usually plays in the PlayStation 5 or the Series X for some reason though, and again, it might just be my Series X, but sometimes it plays Blu-rays and 4Ks fine, and then sometimes the disc is perfectly fine, doesn't want to load it. And then when I put it in the 5, it loads right up. And that's happened like a handful of times.
Your system's
And
broken.
yeah, I mean, who knows? It's definitely not broken when it comes to the disk drive because it
It's
reads
broken.
everything else. But it is what it is.
It's broken.
Or the
Re-releasing
player, or the player on Xbox sucks.
the
So,
Nightmare on Elm Street set on 4K yet?
yeah, it's out.
I should be getting it any day now.
Yeah, it's out. Mine isn't coming until late November apparently. So
Good old Freddy, huh?
Yeah, mine's not coming till November.
but yeah, so anytime I play like a region, like the Nightmare on Elm Street one that I'm getting is going to be a different region. I usually put it in my PS5, and it loads right up. So that's usually what I do for my movie watching. I use the PS5 as like my primary 4K player.
Thanks, Sean. Stephen Mack, dang, somebody just found one of the bobsleds using Cool Running. Oh, nice. I'm sure that
Sitting
will
in a
go for
warehouse.
a good $12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's what's
The
up.
what is it? The Nightmare on Elm Street music stuck in my head, done from the video game. When you guys
Yeah.
were playing it last time on the stream.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a good
scary.
game.
Yeah.
And it's finally yeah, I mean it's good to see the first movie. It was on TV the other day because they're doing like the Fear Fest stuff on TV, so it's cool. There's a bunch of horror movies just on, and yeah, they were playing the original. They were playing the remake one day, and I was like, like I turned it on for a second, and I was just like, I haven't seen this movie in 14 years.
Today I did a live on memories of going to rent movies at Blockbuster or any place you guys went to as a kid, mom and pop shops or
Yeah,
other rentals. Like, what was your favorite part of the experience back in the day when you guys would go
The
and rent
Blockbuster?
any of the places?
Well, Blockbuster, we look at it with fond memories now, but going there, it was fun. But there were times where it was a pain in the ass. They didn't have movies to rent. They didn't have enough. They would rent the games out. When they did you can rent the games out for 5 to 7 days or whatever, that killed it because there were no movies to rent. There were no games to rent. And then people rent it for a week, and then they would re-rent it. So there would be a game you've been waiting to play for like 2 fucking weeks, 3 weeks. You had to wait till somebody returned the fucking thing. And then you had to get there and make sure you were able to get the game or the movie. That's why Blockbuster ended up doing this shit, and I think they started it with Titanic, where they were like, "We'll never run out of these movies," and they dedicated like 3 shelves to Titanic on VHS, and then the games they started cutting the games down to like 2 to 3 day rentals. They said
Yeah.
3-day rentals, but the day you rented it counted as day one, and it needed to be returned by the next day, which was day two. It was such bullshit, dude. And if you were
Yeah.
late, they charge you an $8 rental fee. Like, they found every way to monetize their own problems. Their problem was they couldn't keep the games in stock, or they couldn't get more in stock to rent out for a week. So, like I said, they went from doing the 2-day thing to a week, back to the 2-day thing again, or 3-day thing, and they made you pay for it if you were late. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
Nickel
stupid.
and dime, yeah. Yeah. I
Yes,
think
nickel and diming and monetization any way they could. They started threatening people that they were going to charge to rewind the fucking tape. They're like, if you don't rewind the tape, we're going to charge $1.99 on your account. Like, they're
Yeah.
fucking nuts, man.
Be kind.
You don't know how
please
many times I
rewind.
got like a tape from, well, at least
Because
for
it's
me, it
more
was like
work for the
Hometown
employees.
Video.
It's like they're at work.
Yeah. It's like they literally sit around trying to sell candy and concessions in there, and it's like they could just rewind a tape.
That was
real
like
quick.
the bad side of Blockbuster, man. And the employees, some of them were good, some of them were fucking idiots. You think GameStop is stupid? A lot of these guys were dumb over there too.
Yeah, sometimes it was like a job just for them, just to get a job. It wasn't like they actually cared. And then you had like people like,
Well, you're making 16-year-old kids managers of a fucking video store, and they think they're
yeah,
hot shit. It's
you're
like,
giving them keys to the building, and they're like, oh yeah, like close up
right.
the building, buddy. And it's like, yeah, but you can't actually do anything.
So yeah, there
I'm
were
gonna lock
there were a
this
lot of
building.
positives growing up with the video game store, with the video store, but there were some drawbacks. Not many, but those were some of them.
Yeah,
But it was fun to go
I-
out on a
oh,
Friday night, Saturday night, and just see people like looking for movies and stuff like that. It felt like you were like hanging out somewhere, even though you're looking for a movie.
yeah, it was almost like part of the experience, you know.
Yes.
And you would find stuff that was cool. Like for me, my family never went to Blockbuster. So it was always Hometown Video, which was a local chain over here. We had Hollywood Video and uh, all that other stuff, but Hometown was where we went. And yeah, I mean, it was, they've been going there since the 90s, and then I started to rent stuff myself, early 2000s, as far as getting games. And they used to have, 2-night rentals for like the DVDs, and then they would have 5-night rentals for the VHS tapes. So I would always go to the VHS section, and it was always the horror section for me, looking at the covers, like seeing the old school VHS cover art and kind of wondering what it was. And then I was able to, my parents didn't care what I rented out, so I would just rent, all the Friday 13th. All right, we're watching all this, all the Nightmare on Elm Streets. All right, we're watching all that. Like I would just see the covers. The covers were what really got me. Nowadays, it's like you're just scrolling through covers, and it doesn't really. And sometimes it's not even the original cover that you see. So back then, I feel like artwork was like such a cool thing, and it kind of faded out a little bit. But yeah, the games there were, really cool to rent, because that was like, you couldn't afford games every week when stuff would come out, so you would just rent it, and hopefully you'd. I remember getting Gears of War, and I was that guy that kept that game out for like almost 2 months, because I just kept re-renting it. But it was cheap enough to where it didn't cost anything, but I couldn't find it. It was actually sold out, and the video store was actually the first place I saw that actually got it back in stock, or had it in stock. And I remember it was like Thanksgiving week of 2006, and I was like, I'm renting this fucking game. Like I can't find it anywhere. And I held on to that thing until like when I got it for Christmas that year, I still had my rental, and then I had to return it the following week. But it was like, it was cool to be able to experience that. Like Perry said, going in, seeing other people, like talking to the people about like, new stuff that's come in, or, the just the old like building smell and stuff like that. That stuff that's like slowly
Waiting on the
fading from
fucking
our.
line too.
Yeah, that stuff that's like slowly fading from our memories, but
Tell
it's
you what
there.
happened at Blockbuster once. We used to have to, because the Homics, my high school. I'm sorry, my high school, my middle school, the Homics. It was right next to Blockbuster, so after school we would go in there, and because people would fucking steal like videotapes or whatever, they told us, "Oh, all you guys have to put your backpacks behind the." They had like the metal detectors, so we would have to come in, put our backpacks behind the metal detectors, which is right by the door. right? And then we can look around. Well, guess what? Mario puts his backpack there with his Game Boy Color in it. And some motherfucker took the bag when he walked out. And then we went to the manager. Manager pulled up the security. And the manager goes, "Hey, that's the female manager's friend. I'm just gonna call her and tell her to bring the bag back." And I'm just like, what the fuck is this shit? His homework was in there and everything. Like 2 days later, like they were like, "Oh, we got your bag back," and everything was in there. But come on, man.
Yeah, that's
The
messed up.
employees are telling us we're gonna steal tapes, but they're fucking stealing our shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
Bunch
it
of
just seems.
fucking idiots.
Yeah, it's like a lot of that stuff. You know, again, they kind of shot themselves in the foot with a lot of the stuff they were doing and changing stuff. And then, yeah, it wasn't long. It was like 2007, 2008 when that video store closed that I would always go to. They had a couple different locations, but the last one, there was one that was just hanging on until, man, it was probably 2010 maybe. It was gone, or 2009 it was gone. So it held on for a little bit longer. But that was it. So yeah, at that point we didn't have anything. There was probably a couple blockbusters, but by the early 2010s it was just completely gone, and it was just Red Box, and that was a piece of crap
Right.
because they didn't do games really correctly, and then yeah, it
Good old
sucks.
Redbox.
Yeah.
Well, now we have the Xbox. So there you go.
Yeah, now everything is digital, or you could just, download stuff for free or do what you got to do.
Can
but
we
yeah,
talk about something really quick here? Did you know that Batman Forever introduced the Xbox One?
Oh,
The
like-
Riddler's box.
yeah.
You put it in the living room and it steals all your information. That's the Xbox One.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
With
that
the
was
Kinect.
He even says that to Batman when he's up there on the. He's I'm getting fed everything,
Yeah.
credit cards,
yeah.
sexual fantasies, anything. He's getting.
He was the
He was-
first AI, the Riddler.
Yeah,
He was getting all the information before these companies now are getting everyone's information.
Well, they
Farming
watched that
information.
movie and they said, we got to do that.
Yeah,
They just put an X in front of it.
yeah.
No, it's the direct Xbox. No shit.
That is awesome.
There you go. I'm from Ireland. Nice. My
It's
wife
a
wants
piece
to
of
go there.
history.
I got to ship my wife over to Ireland because I'm not getting on an airplane. So
I've only been to the Dublin airport, but I've seen it from outside the plane, and it looks beautiful.
yeah.
So, a lot of hills, very very hilly.
the hills have eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Silent
furthest
Hill?
I gone to is Gulf of Mexico. I swam there. Got stung by jellyfishes back when I was a little kid.
oh man,
Wow.
jellyfish. Yeah, they're no fun.
Go to Ireland, Batman. Come on. Hang out with John.
Go fight some trolls and leprechauns over there.
Yeah.
I'll fight you in the bar.
Yeah.
They're just short.
This
right-
bad guy
short
can't
regular-
hold his liquor. No, wait, he can.
Where's your cape, Batman? And then John has to fucking karate kick these guys out of the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, I mean now it's now we just have a lot of this I think the only thing that's still around is Gamefly, right? That's still around somehow.
Whatever.
But that's the
Crackle,
only thing we rent new games from.
It doesn't even show up anymore. I think that was owned by from Redbox as well.
Oh,
It
really?
doesn't show up on the app where it's like to download on
Throw
the
that
Roku.
out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
2 terabytes. It was on sale for $199. It went back up to $249.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's for her. That's for her machine. She's gonna be playing a lot of Call of Duty, so she needs that 2 terabytes. I don't fucking know.
Well, if you download the whole Call of Duty, it's 309 gigs.
You know, I
so-
downloaded that shit today on Xbox, and I don't know what the fuck I did because there's like 700 parts. Half of them weren't showing up properly. I had to update the fucking game. I had to open the game and update. Like, I'm so done with this.
They
Just
said they
make one
weren't-
fucking Call of Duty game for me to download.
Yeah, they said they were gonna make
Enough
it
with this
easier,
app
and it's not
bullshit.
easier.
They don't let you select it before you install. Like
They do, but they don't give you all the selections until you do all the update. It's crazy, Anthony.
You have to download like the base Call of Duty, and then you got to select: do you want the Black Ops 6 multiplayer? Do you want the Black Ops 6 campaign?
No. You don't understand. You don't understand. I said download Black Ops 6, and it said Pack 13, Pack 3.
Pack.
Right, but it wasn't giving me the packs in order.
Right.
And then
I
after
know,
I
I don't
downloaded
know
it,
why.
I'm like, where the fuck is the campaign pack? Where's the multiplayer at? Then the game updated 80 gigabytes.
Yep.
Then it somehow said you installed the map multi. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I know it's a disaster. That thing.
Just
I
give me
don't
the
know why.
fucking game.
they
Make
made
one
it seem
game,
like the
enough
Call
of
of
this
Duty app
Warzone
was going to
shit.
be like
God
this
damn.
whole like easier thing to organize, and it's like why is it
Microsoft said they
hard?
were going to change that, and they didn't. Same thing with what'd you say? The Blizzard thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You still need that. Don't forget.
They said they were going to get rid of that, and they didn't. So I don't know what's going on.
They don't
Yeah.
care anymore. They just do stuff and leave it alone. They don't want to put any money into it.
Yeah, well, Phil Spencer's too busy flying his boyfriends in.
He needs money for that.
Yeah, I mean,
He's got the Indiana Jones whip.
apparently, yeah.
You
No,
think he runs from the boulder naked, Frank?
Absolutely.
Then James Gunn's got the Catwoman whip, and they're whipping each other with it.
The boulder is actually just a fat naked guy rolling down, and then he just lays down and lets it roll on.
yeah.
That's Jeff Keelan.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
90
that's,
gigabyte update right now. Yeah, 90 gigs.
That's stupid.
RWK,
but-
how the fuck do you even download these games?
He has to start like months in advance.
Leave
to
it
be
downloading overnight, bro. It downloaded in 15 minutes at my house. The problem was, though, once you download it, you got to load the game. Then it's got to update in the game. And then when you get out of the game, there's another update for the game outside of the game. And then it gave me the multiplayer packs, which I had to select again and install.
And then the day
It's
of,
not
there's gonna be
simple as
another
just
update.
installing
Yep.
it. Like, you need to do all these things in a certain
Literally
order,
day one on Friday, there'll
which
be
is
another
kind of
update.
stupid.
And then that message will come up. Can't start game until it's restarted
Mhm.
every time, and then
Update
you have
requires
They should make a
Update
fucking
require
video on
restart.
this because I don't
Yeah.
think people understand. Like, this is the actual process.
yeah. It's not.
And by the way,
Right.
RWK, this guy has like no fucking internet, so he's going to be downloading this game for like 3 months before he can play it.
Black Ops 7 will be out.
3 months.
Well, no, he's downloading it right now, so he can actually tell us how long do you have left.
CC pre-installing it. Is that what he's doing?
How many
Yeah,
days
but
does he have left?
He's gonna get screwed on release date when there's another update.
Yeah, there'll be
So it
another
doesn't
update,
matter.
and then
This
he
is
can't
why
play
this
it that
thing just
night.
needs to be on one. It needs to be one file if you're downloading, or on a disc or whatever. Like, this is ridiculous.
Maybe
That's why
Thursday night,
they-
RWK,
whoever-
you can download the update or
Whoever
something.
works there that said let's lump this into Warzone, that guy should have been fucking fired.
Yeah.
If you
And that
install
was before
everything,
Xbox bought them. This was when Activision was running wild over there.
if you install everything, how much is it? Like if you have
309 gigabytes,
309, that's with Warzone.
I believe so.
It's
So you have,
309.
yeah. So I think you have.
Oh my-
if you have a
I didn't
regular
install
Series,
Warzone.
If you have a regular Series S, I think you're left with like 70 gigs left. After that, like a 500
It has to be the
gig
only
Series S.
thing installed. You might as well just uninstall the apps, uninstall.
Right.
Internet since 1999, and this year they
I'm
barely
playing
came into
Xbox for
update.
20 years, bro. I've had Xbox longer than you. Okay, let's call it spade a spade. Do you want me to turn this shit on right now? I'll turn it on right now, and then you can guide me on how to download all this shit.
This isn't. We're not talking about. This isn't even Xbox
I did
here,
this
John.
this morning.
We're talking about Call of Duty. It doesn't matter what console you're on. This is a problem with
RWK and I
Call of
were
Duty.
talking back and forth about this shit today. We were like, he was like, "Did you get it all straightened out?" I was like, "I think I did." And then I loaded the game, and it's like, "Oh no, you got to download the other pack." It's like,
Update
what?
restart required.
Why can't I
update.
just buy the game, or it's on Game Pass? Just download me Black Ops 6. Why do I need the Call of Duty app? with all these fucking pack files.
Yeah, and John, this isn't just on Xbox. This is on PlayStation. This
It's
is on
on fucking
PC. This is
Steam,
on
too.
everything. Yeah,
on
you have.
everything.
We're bitching about the
And
Call
they were
of Duty
doing this
thing.
before Microsoft bought them, so it's not an
Yeah.
Xbox thing. It's just this is the way that Call of Duty is.
Call of Duty's gotten so big with
But
these.
Microsoft said that they were going to get rid of that, and they just didn't yet. And it's like, if you're going to get rid of it, get rid of it.
It's not a speed issue. It's the fact that they force you to download all this stuff that you don't need.
Yeah, it's all bloat. It's like
can download
bloatware.
the
Well,
game
you
in, like,
download
15
it, and then you play the game, and it's like, well, you got to download this now. It's like,
Yeah.
just download all this shit at once. Just do it. Why do I
Yeah.
have to keep going in and out?
Yeah, Perry gets 3 gigabytes per second,
Mine
so he's not
downloaded
worried
overnight,
about
bro.
speed. He's not worried about.
I don't
speed.
think he understands what we're talking about.
No,
No.
it's not that it's a big download. It's that they're forcing us to download.
I
all this content
I have
we don't need.
gigabit. Okay, that shit downloaded in a few minutes. That's not an issue for me. I don't need to
Yeah.
leave it on overnight. The thing is, I downloaded it. I was doing other shit. Came back. I was like, okay, let me make sure that everything's good. Launched the game, and then it's telling me it's got to restart the game, whatever. And then when I go back in, it's like, oh, you got to download this now.
Mhm.
It's like, just download everything.
Yeah, just download it all in once instead of like.
It's like a fucking process to download this game, and it's like, why? It shouldn't be like that.
the
All
way
these
the
other
way it
games that
should
are out,
be.
they're not like that. You know what I mean?
If you get Black Ops 6, it should just install Black Ops 6 and just
Right.
be disconnected.
And
with
it does this
Warzone.
on PlayStation too, because I saw
Yeah.
people with the same problem.
It's the same stuff. They've ever since
You
they've
have to
launched this Call
download
of
the
Duty
game,
app.
and then you have to go in the game, and it has to update in the game, and then you have to jump out of the game, and then there's another update that adds those pack files.
Yeah,
To
It's
mention
crazy.
it, like the character packs with all these different characters being put into the games.
Right.
You got to download that crap too.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
They don't want the battle
those
passes
packs.
to leak out, which they leak out anyway. So they wait till like the day of.
But
to
they're
drop
selling the
it.
battle pass.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think
but
it's
they don't-
$30 on everything.
They want you to wait till the season comes out. Then you got to update again because you got to get all the battle
Yeah.
pass. It's like, just stop, man. Like, I can't take it.
And the thing
Right.
is too, and to add insult to injury, it's the fact that you have
Mental 9R, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
no,
But
you have
There he is.
you have to update it. Like they're saying, not even if there's just like again, if there's a 60 gig update, that's just adding on to your like what you already have installed. So we know
Yeah,
this
no.
game's going to be updated a bunch. So not only that, it's just adding more to what you have installed basically.
Right,
I mean,
right.
if I've Call of Duty installed, I mean it's probably going to be there's probably only like three larger sized games, I guess, file size like that I would have to install at once. If you have like a terabyte, it goes quick. I mean, with some of these games with these 4K patches and everything, it's quick.
Good old 4K.
I don't care because I'm not playing anything else on.
But
there,
you know what
so-
sucks? Even though we
That's
preloaded
true.
it and we did all that shit, there's going to be an update before they release it too.
That's what we were saying. Yeah.
So,
And
and
then
that's
you
going to be
go
another
play it.
80 gigs. So, I mean, we kind of preloaded it for nothing.
There's no. Yeah. it's
Should have just
pointless.
waited till it came out.
And then the second we go to play it, oh, there's like an hour later another update. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Yep. But if you want to play the Call of Duty,
I just want
Which
to
They
play that.
just made it one
campaign.
app and that's it. Like one game, not an app. But again, it's not just Xbox. It's on. This is what it's like on PlayStation and Steam as well. So, but I downloaded it on Xbox because I got Game Pass again. So there you go.
Oh, so now you're an Xbot, huh?
Yeah, I'm in everything. I play fucking everything. I'm not one of these stupid guys that says, "Oh, play your games anywhere, but I can't play them anywhere else." Guys, play games wherever you want. It's fine. It's not a big deal. But don't tell me to play games everywhere, and then when I don't, I play them somewhere else. You get mad at me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to Mental 9R. Check out, he's got new videos up on Caffeine Entertainment on YouTube. That's his channel. He's got unboxing videos. He's got everything going on there. You know the all digital Xbox came with underwear?
Saw that.
I can't believe I missed that call. It came with underwear.
You said it was a blanket or something.
I
right?
said it was a pillow.
Oh.
Pillowcase. But yeah, it was actually underwear. The Xbox comes with underwear. There's Mental's channel. I had Frank paste it in the chat. There you go. Click on that. Subscribe to him.
You
He's
mentally
got
told
several
me
new
how to,
videos from the last couple days. Check them out. What?
you like mentally told me to do it. You didn't even say it. I just did it.
Anyway,
It's my channel as well. I post
Yeah.
some new stuff on there too.
check out Batman's channel. Post Batman's channel. I don't know. So PlayStation. Let's get to what I got today, and this box is gigantic. Wait, GameStop told me this was gonna take 2 days to get here. It took like a fucking week.
Nice.
This is the disk drive, but you see how big this box is? It's bigger than my hand.
Yeah.
It's gigantic. This box. So this
That
is
is
the disk
pretty
drive
big.
for the Pro. Did I need it? No, but I got it anyway because when I do the Pro, I'm gonna unbox everything, put it all together like the Megazord, and you guys are gonna get the ultimate PlayStation Pro unboxing video and setup video.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one as well.
Oh yeah, that's right, for your dad.
Mm-hmm.
No waste to pack. Yeah, man, this thing's fucking huge. You know why? Because they put the plate in here for this. It comes with the drive and this white plate. Because God forbid they give you the plate when you buy the machine.
Yeah, yeah. You got to put it in that box
This
instead.
box is fucking gigantic. Look at my phone. I don't think you could.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Jeez.
This is bigger than the I was gonna say not the PlayStation VR. That box is huge, but this is like the biggest box that they've had for like an accessory. I think even the PlayStation TV didn't have a box this big.
What about the the Portal, right? That one's probably a wider box.
It's wider, but it's smaller.
Yeah.
This thing says on the back, add a Blu-ray disc drive to your PS5 Digital Edition console. It's all different languages here.
Yeah, they're not going to update the box to say Pro as well. Not yet.
Well, no. Why
But
would
the slim
they? They
ones
didn't
do
even
work on both.
Bro, the website says that the slim plates don't even work on the Pro, but they do.
Yeah.
But they're just trying to cover their ass in case there's an issue, I guess, like a defect. I don't know. But I ordered the plates. All that stuff is coming. What is it, like a couple of weeks?
Yeah, we got 2 weeks from Thursday. And that's it. We'll have the Pro and all the stuff.
Well, wonders away. Yeah, we'll see. Didn't you get the 30th anniversary Slim? Yeah, I did. From Target. I don't know how I'm going to pay for that, but...
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff all at once.
Well, wait till we get there. We got the N64 console from Analog today.
Yes, thank God.
You got lucky because they sold out. RWK, take care, buddy. Thanks for hanging out.
Somebody posted before a screenshot of eBay sold for like between $4 and $4.50. They're already scalping them, so we got it. We're good.
Yeah, but the black one is still for sale.
I know, it's how dumb people are. I just checked before. I was like, wait, did it sell out? It's still there.
The white one's sold out, but not the black one.
I got white because I just figured why not get something different.
Yeah, well, I got black, and they still have them. So it's the Analog 3D. It's basically a 4K and 64 console.
I'm more excited about that than anything else.
Look beautiful.
Yeah, it's fucking nice, man. I'll be checking that out.
In like March or whenever it comes out. I don't even know. They said Q1 25.
Yeah, I'm thinking like between January and March.
So yeah, GoldenEye on there and all the other classic games on there. Conker's, the old original Conker's Bad Freddy.
Yeah, there's a ton of great games.
I'm gonna play WCW NWO Revenge, man. That's the shit that I'm gonna play. That's my game.
It was the one where they like threw in TVs and all that stuff, and you could just pick it up and just chuck it at people while you're wrestling.
That one is Warzone, and you can play that on there. Yes.
Yeah.
WWF Warzone. There you go. Stevie. Oh, he said later, Steve. Okay. Mental says, I'll be doing unboxing for sure if I can to the 30th anniversary Pro or Slim. That's good. Well, I'll be waiting. Mental 9R does really good unboxings, everybody. I try to do good ones. I can't. I've been doing this for a long time and I still suck at it. I can't get the right angles.
Nothing will top the Wii U unboxing. That was the greatest
When
thing ever.
when I retire in a couple of years, I will, when we get the studio going, this dream studio, I don't know if I'll ever get it done. Probably not, but we'll try. We'll see what happens. And I'll probably get the better cameras and the better angles then. You're talking like 5 years out. Who knows? But there you go. But yeah, Mental 9R does the great unboxing. And he goes a step further too. Like he does testing and all that stuff. So check him out over there, Caffeine Entertainment. Apparently Xbox lied about putting Wi-Fi 6 in the new Series X.
Really?
Yeah, because he bought it thinking that it had Wi-Fi 6 and it doesn't.
Oh.
And let's just say Mental was not happy with that. I really wanted that cylinder design. But, you know, people got mad because it said it all, what was it? All adorably digital or whatever. And
Oh
people
yeah,
were like,
adorably
oh,
all digital.
yeah, people were like, oh, they're trying to take our discs. So I'm like, who the fuck cares, man? Like, get with the program. Just don't buy it. If you don't want it, don't buy it. I would have bought it. I did buy it.
It means the other one goes away if a new one comes out. Don't you know that? You can never go back to the old one.
Did you save $2 million up to buy the PS5 Pro and launch Canadian? Oh wow. Anthony, what's going on with the Silent Hill game?
What's up?
This lady's trying to seduce this guy, and then the other lady is saying that he's gonna get with her and all this other shit and all that. So
I don't know if I think you asked the same question last week when we talked about it, but I think it's mostly because the chick Mary and Marie are the same person. It's a representation of it's like her when she wasn't sick and dying in the bed. It's just a different so it's essentially supposed to be her.
yeah, because isn't Mary Maria? Like, isn't that like
Yeah,
the
it's the
same name?
same. Yeah, it's the same. Basically, but like they make it to where Mary is like his wife. Maria is this representation of his wife when she wasn't sick and dying. So that's why she kind of looks, a little bit more attractive, more, that's kind of why they made it like that. So it's basically speaking to that. Where I feel,
Wi-Fi. What?
oh no, where yeah, no, I was gonna say where I think, you know, the other character like Angela, um, her and the little girl, they're kind of other characters kind of just in Silent Hill where I feel like
Right.
Maria is I feel like she's probably there in his head, but not really, not really. I feel like it's just part of that, like, going crazy and this kind of being almost like a dreamlike world in a way. So yeah, I think that's why she's like trying to be seductive and trying to like, get with this guy, and then it kind of goes into that whole thing because it's like, oh, my wife's sick and she can't give me that, so I feel this way, and that's why that's in the game.
Mental 9R, what do you need Wi-Fi for? This guy John is calling you out.
I
He said online gamers use
guess he's
wired.
calling everyone out today.
Everything in
I
this
guess.
house is wired.
Calling everybody out. No one's safe, I guess, from this guy.
He wants answers from Mental 9R.
He wants answers now.
Mental's just gonna jump on here and start cursing everybody out.
Yeah.
He did say in one of the movies that like all the Silent Hills are stacked up on each other, So it's like different versions, but it's like one giant realm. Like it's either hell or purgatory.
Right.
And
Yeah.
like
Yeah. It seems that way. You know, it's almost like they have like these different kind of interpretations in each game, but it's all very they're all very similar. You know, and I think the only time it doesn't really make sense is when they reuse like Pyramid Head, but that's only like Pyramid Head's only supposed to be in 2 because it's a direct connection to James. But some of the creators that came in that were different than Team Silent were like, "Oh, let's just reuse it because that's iconic." And it's like that's not the point. Like it's not like, you know, another villain that you could just use over and over again. You know what I mean? So, other than that, yeah, the world itself has always been very similar in that nature, and you kind of see it affect different protagonists as it goes along. You know, so that's why I'm really excited to play 4. Because everyone really wants to see it on the channel, and you know, I'll probably put it up in the next poll that I put up. Because yeah, I think I'm just gonna play that game eventually, whether it gets voted on or not. But yeah, I'm curious to see how 4 is and so on and so forth.
The Room.
my favorite out of the series. It's the scariest, and it goes into like more like other worldly things than what it was. Because like you get into other parts of the universe where it wasn't like in the other games where you just go to the town, and this one he's stuck in a room, and the only way out is to go through the hole in his bathroom.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's I'm looking forward to it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not gonna pay attention to what I heard about it. I've just like, you know, I just heard that it is very different than 1 through 3. And I know it's when Team Silent was almost disbanded at this point. Like 4 was like really the last like breath of that old team. Um and then after that it kind of went really wacky after 4 because then people are either really for like Homecoming, which was the one that was on 360 and PS3 after that. I think it was like 2008 or 9 or something like that. And then, you know, people didn't like that because it was over the shoulder at the time when now that's like normal. You know, because obviously they saw Resident Evil even back then and they're like, "Oh, you know, let's change the camera angle," which they had to do eventually. But I only played a few hours of Homecoming and I never actually finished it, but I do own it. So yeah, maybe eventually I'll just play all of them at some point. I mean, I'm already this far in, so I might as well just play the rest of them. So
Played mostly all of them. My cousin got me into he got me into Resident Evil and Silent Hill.
that's cool. Yeah, no, it's really cool. Yeah, it's great when you can have someone expose you to that stuff, and you're just like, oh, this is actually really good, you know. And then you have like, you know, you get like a good balance of like what the psychological horror is in Silent Hill, and then the more like BOW like upfront horror that Resident Evil has. It's like a cool balance between the two. It's not like they're really trying to copy each other stories per se, where like one wouldn't exist without the other, but it's still cool to see those differences, you know, within that. It's pretty cool.
Any other PlayStation news out there, Frank?
No, I was just scrolling through just to see, but I don't see anything interesting.
There's nothing interesting. There's not guys fighting with each other online over this stuff. Nothing.
No, not right now.
Anybody
Surprisingly.
streaming any other horror games on their channels or watching any horror movies during this month?
I've just kind of been I've been trying to. Well, I just watched Darkness Falls. I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie. It was like 2003. Just watched that again. I was like something that I used to. That was another like rental. It's about an evil tooth fairy, and you got to stay in the light. If you're in the dark, she kills you basically. And it's a very cheesy movie. It's like a PG-13 horror movie, you know. Like, but I liked it. You know, it's something that like I grew up with. That was always kind of fun. So I recently watched that. I just watched House of Wax, the remake, which is actually pretty good. That's one of those remakes that like I thought was actually pretty solid. It's got Paris Hilton in it and shit. But the movie's good. Man, what else? I saw the original Nightmare on Elm Street recently. A lot of stuff's just been on TV too, which is cool. Even though I don't like to watch TV cuts of stuff, I usually end up like turning it off. We're actually watching The Mist as well, the remake with Thomas Jane and stuff like that. So that was with the really bad CGI tentacles that come out of the mist. But Yeah, I always had fun with those movies. There's something about like early to mid 2000s horror movies that they weren't the best, but I kind of liked them, like Ghost Ship and 13 Ghost. And like, I don't know, there's something about that era, that aesthetic that I always just find amusing. Jason X, like stuff like that. It's like it has a certain vibe or I don't know what it is. There's just something about it. And they weren't even trying back then to have a certain, it just is. Jeepers Creepers, like stuff like that. They all have a certain vibe to them that I always thought was interesting. So I've been kind of on a kick of like watching those kind of movies this season. I always go back to the OGs, obviously, but yeah, it's been fun to go back and see some of the stuff I haven't really seen in a while. I've been trying to go back and like watch stuff I haven't really seen in a long time this year for horror stuff.
Mental 9R says he liked your Silent Hill video.
Oh, cool. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
He was 100% genuine with that video. I liked it. That's
Yeah,
how I
no.
felt about the game, even though I started screaming and yelling at the game.
I appreciate anyone who took the time to watch it, and yeah, it was
Oh,
good.
He watched all right, so he could get mad at you.
Yeah, just for the rage. But yeah, no, that's really
those
cool.
comments he had were fucking brutal, man. These people are never happy with shit. He gave the game a good rating and a good review, and they're like, "You fucking idiot."
You say
Yeah.
anything bad about
They
it.
took one thing I said and like spun it into like I'm an idiot, basically. But again, it's all good. It comes with the territory. We see this stuff on our channel. We see it on our individual, our individual uploads as well. I mean, it is what it is. You're not going to make everyone happy. Like Perry said, like people come in here and they see complainers and they just think we're just bashing everything and they don't understand. Where some people might have watched my review and they didn't really know where I was coming from. They
I
probably
got
just
called
saw.
a pony, and it's like, bro, we've been praising Xbox during the Xbox One era. Like, for 11 years straight on this show, we've been praising Xbox.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, they started acting like dicks in January, and we're calling them out on it. Like, how dare we? Oh, we're ponies. It's like, guys, I got fucking 12 Xboxes in this house. You know what I mean? Like, I want Xbox to be better. I want them to do better shit. I don't want to play fucking Xbox games on a Fire Stick.
Yeah,
I guess that's just what we're gonna have to do. But
yeah, I was gonna
hey,
say,
if
kinda
I'm
like pushing
calling
us
them
to
out
that.
for it, I would like to get my voice out there. No one's listening. I get that, but still, these are my opinions about what they should be and shouldn't be doing. But they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and we're gonna not have an Xbox anymore. We're gonna have the app. Play anywhere on your fucking phone, the Fire Stick. Play it on the toilet bowl, on the refrigerator. Whoop de fucking do. But whatever, it's okay.
Bet you by then, Perry, we might have a real life Power Rangers morph. We'd be able to play it on there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Could play Game Pass on my calculator like Doom.
Yeah. Yeah, like
What?
yeah, it's like you were saying, it's just like we don't want to be pushed in this direction,
It's
but
called
we
conversation. What do you mean conversation? What are you talking about? We're having conversation here.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're not referencing you. We're talking. This is stuff that we've been dealing with since January.
No, we got called a pony like last week, and it wasn't by you, John. It was by somebody else.
Yeah, but ever since this January, when we started to really like take real big concern in that brand, those kind of things have been coming up, and that's only because we cover the news weekly. I mean,
What are
we
we?
literally.
Can I ask you something? What are we acting like bitches over? I'm not even talking about this guy.
Yeah,
I was called a pony last week on a different show. It wasn't even on this channel. That's what I'm referring to.
Once we get,
But I own. Let me get this out. I own everything. I've always owned everything, and I've always been pro Xbox. What is wrong? Why am I bitching? Because I want the brand to do better? Is that a bad thing? That I want to hold the company to a standard, and I want them to do better? What's wrong with that? I do it with Sony, and I do it with Nintendo also. Nintendo fucked up big time. Sony fucked up big time. Sony's got like no fucking games coming out. And they got a Pro coming out. All these companies have an issue, and we call them out based on their issues. I just bought an Xbox Series X a couple days ago. So I don't understand. Like, what is it that we're saying that's like offensive?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
we're
not
just
like we're
talking
This
games.
is stuff that I
we
want to
don't
know
own
because
it.
we can't win no matter what we talk about. I'm not
We
bitching
only-
about anything. I'm just saying, like, hey, it is what it is.
We only complain because we've
I
spent.
got called a pony, and then a couple
$1,000.
days later, I bought the digital Series X. So I don't know what to do.
Yeah, online you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know,
I
it's
have
like
12 Xboxes in this house. Series X's. Just saying, like, I don't know what to tell you guys. I have an Xbox in every room in the house. I don't have an Xbox in the bathroom.
Not yet.
Not yet. But
It's
eventually
an
that
idea.
could happen. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, it's just the first time. I'm just saying, man. It's just like, we talk about everything. It's not a big deal. I could turn my Xbox on right now and play. I could turn my PlayStation on and play. I own everything. Like, I'm good. I've always been a multi-console guy. But I defended Xbox since we started this podcast. And everyone told me I was a fucking idiot and they don't have games and all that shit. I defended them for years. And nobody ever fucking told me, hey, you know what? Thanks for sticking up for Xbox. No one ever told me that. Now I have a small slight issue with Xbox and I'm a fucking idiot. So you know what? You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
yeah,
That's what changed my mind about the whole thing. Is like we defended it for 10 years, and then the minute I say something, it's like, no,
Yep.
you're the enemy now.
All
I'm like,
Frank
"Alright,
said
fine."
was Indiana Jones didn't have its time in the sun before they announced the PlayStation port. And this guy was burnt at the stake.
I mean,
And it's
and
like,
it wasn't the first time. Like, anytime you'd say anything,
what was
it
he saying
like,
that was wrong? Xbox should have had that game as their game. They should have come out first and then they announced the PlayStation version. Not, yeah, it's not even out yet. We're going to announce the PlayStation version. It's like, what? What are you guys doing?
I was already like getting off the train, and that just made me jump right off onto the
Right.
track. I was like, I'm out of
That's
here.
what I'm saying. Like, this stuff can make people shift. And it's like, you
Yeah.
don't want them to shift. You want everyone
I mean,
to enjoy these
I'm not
games. You know
anymore.
what I mean? I take shots at Xbox and PlayStation, says Mental 9R.
yeah. And we were
A
just
Buster
talking. We were
Bro?
bringing this up too because we're talking about the Silent Hill fans. So that's what we're talking about
I
this.
don't even know what a Buster Bro is. A Buster Brown?
What's a buster, bro? If you say I'm like a Ghostbuster, that's fine. I'll take that.
Busting Ghost.
I still can't believe they freaked out at Frank. Yeah, I know, right? I
was
can't
like
believe it either.
Like I said, it was a long time coming. Like there was lots of stuff. It wasn't just that, but that just was like
What
the
happened, Stevie?
catalyst. Isn't Buster Bros that game?
What happened, Stevie?
I don't know.
He's a troll. He's gone. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
It's kind of sad that he seemed like he had some good conversations in here. But
Yeah, we just couldn't. We're not. People don't understand that we're not talking about anyone specific. We're literally talking about.
Well, here's
our
the thing:
year.
people get ass hurt because you can't talk about my bad Xbox. Phil Spencer might see this and not come and hang out with me later. It's like Phil Spencer don't fucking care about you. He don't care about me. He don't care about nobody. Right? Right? Phil ain't gonna say, "Oh, come to my house." Oh, you're talking good about me on the internet. Oh, Phil Spencer doesn't even know we exist. Herman fucking Munster Holtz doesn't even know we exist. None of these guys care. I don't know why do people in the chat think these guys are their friends and shit? Nobody cares about you. These guys don't care about us. They don't care about us.
They're my friends. That's not true.
Phil Spencer, oh yeah, that game's coming. Stay on Game Pass. Yeah, stay on Game Pass so he gets more quarterly revenue.
They have to know us. We're giving them money for all the stuff.
We're giving them fucking money and we're not getting nothing in return.
Play Avowed at 30. Stay on Game Pass, please.
Oh no, we have too many games coming, even though we promised Avowed for a year. We have too many games coming, we gotta move that. We gotta move it to February.
Don't you want
It's
to
like,
play it
well,
at 30 frames?
What if somebody wanted to play Avowed this year, but they don't want to play Call of Duty or Indiana Jones
This
or
guy
Metro?
right here. That was what I was looking for.
Say they were just waiting for Avowed. Now they got to wait even longer now. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's not.
That's the game.
And
I was
again,
most looking
Nintendo.
forward to.
Nintendo has fucking bummed out hardware. We're waiting for the Switch 2 announcement. Where's the Switch 2 announcement?
They're running out of
That's
time.
what I'm saying. Like, I don't think people understand. People are so wrapped up in the fanboy shit that all these companies have issues. Sony has no fucking games. They have remasters coming out. We're on a Sony podcast telling you that. I don't know what you guys want me to tell you. You want me to be fucking fake and be like, PlayStation's the greatest brand ever.
Yes.
Xbox is the best fucking brand ever. It's only going to get bigger and nobody cares about the console anymore. You want me to tell you this shit? Because there are podcasts that do that. I'm a consumer. I have no ins with the people that work at these places. So what the fuck do I care? I'm a guy that buys these machines, and I'm telling you the pros and the cons. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But they come in here and act fucking bipolar, and oh, that's good conversation. That's bad conversation. That's good conversation. Bro, you got to take fucking, like, happy pills or something. You know what you could do? You could go play those fucking mental health games on Game Pass. How about that?
Yeah.
Have a good fucking time.
I like good
What's
stuff.
that game? Celeste? Play that fucking game.
Blast.
Oh, that's right. You guys don't buy games. I'm sure it's on Game Pass. You don't have to buy it. Avowed at 15 FPS. Are you happy?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no. Just wait, Stevie Mac. I got my backlog, Stevie Mac. You know what I mean?
I get trolls anywhere. I mean, I get trolls on my buddy's channel. And we're just sitting there talking
Yeah,
about
but it's
DC
sad.
Comics and-
It's kind of sad because that guy seemed like he was normal until he wasn't. He was like teetering, like back. Maybe the guy was drunk. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh yeah, you guys are good. Oh, you guys suck. Oh, you guys are good. Oh, you guys suck." It's like,
Yeah.
make up your fucking mind. Is this the big show? Was that the big show in the chat room?
Yes, it was
The
definitely.
big show can't decide what he's doing. He's good guy, he's bad guy. He's good guy, he's bad
Turning
guy.
heel and then turning face, turning heel.
Yeah. Pick one.
I don't know what I have to do. I have an Xbox in every fucking room in this house, except for the bathroom. What do I have to do? I have more Xboxes than this guy in the fucking chat.
You have to get an Xbox tattoo.
But that's not enough.
I like how he won up too. He was just like, "Well, I've been on it." It's like he tried.
You're
He
not gonna
tried,
beat
man.
us.
Yeah. He tried. You have been following the show for almost 12 years, I guess, because that's how long we've been going, talking, positive. I mean, not even. When we
Tony
started the
Khan's
show,
goons.
we held Xbox accountable. We always hold these companies accountable. I mean, it's, when
There's
we
like
go
a
live on Wednesday,
Anthony,
we talk about everybody. It's
you
not just a
can't-
one-man
You can't
show.
deal with these people with the mental defect in their brain. Okay?
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many times you
You
say it,
can
they're not going to
say
get it.
you
Yeah.
can say Xbox is great, but the minute you say Xbox is great, but this happened, you're the fucking enemy.
Yeah.
I got 12 Xboxes, but you talk bad about them. It's like, yes, because I fucking own it. I want them to do better.
Yeah, if you see something wrong, you gotta, like Frank
You
said,
guys
we
are
spent
bitching about it. Well, you're on a fucking
so
channel
much
called The
money.
Game Complainer. Sorry. Like, what do you
Yeah.
expect?
And God forbid you buy the Pro, you're the real enemy then. Even if you have 15 Xboxes, if you buy that one
Stevie
Pro.
Mac, I'm going to buy you a fucking Xbox game. How about that? Stevie Mac, you tell me what game you want on Xbox. It's yours. If you were a real fan, you'd have one in the bathroom. Stop counting. Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I know your show's called The Game Complainers, but you should stop bitching. I have Had an Xbox since 1932, so I
Yeah.
know best. Yeah, exactly.
Before they were even a company.
You know what the funny thing is? I've had an Xbox before that guy's parents were fucking born. That's the funniest fucking thing.
Yeah. You were taking them apart before his parents were born. I was
Yeah.
there.
You were hacking machines and shit.
Long before.
Yeah, it's
These people live on the internet.
Where was this
Just
guy when I was defending
fucking
Xbox
crap.
for 11 fucking years? Where? Where was he?
He wasn't born yet.
That's what I'm saying.
where?
He was born in like 2009.
You know, if you got a problem, if you're going to come in this chat room and be bipolar, just go fuck yourself. Literally, log off the internet and fucking go talk to a fucking male prostitute or something. Like, get the fuck out of here.
They don't have money for that.
Yes, no, yeah, they don't have money for games either, right? That's why they're on
Ask
Game Pass.
Mommy and Daddy
right?
to buy you a hooker.
Walked right into that one. Frank.
Yeah.
Batman deserves the gift. He's protecting his city from on his birthday. Well, we'll see. When Batman gets an Xbox, we'll hook him up. But you know what?
Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts.
But Batman is sitting on the sidelines, and he's like, "Why do I need an Xbox? I could just get the Fire Stick."
Yeah.
That's exactly what Microsoft wants. They don't want you on the box. They don't want to say the box. They lose money on the box.
playing stuff on the freaking Fire Stick. Marvel's Capcom, the collection, the Alien vs Predator game, the one that I think you posted on X, that Alien vs Predator game, the Capcom one.
That's right.
Like all those old classic games, I've been playing them on the Fire Stick. They're all on there.
Oh, we're Game Pass. Come on.
How do those games run with the connection, you feel? Like
Pretty good. I mean, you get a lot of old classic stuff on there. You can even play Hook, the old Robin Williams movie-based game.
That's cool.
And I was playing it the other time. It was freaking funny.
Was the controller
And guess what?
responsive and stuff?
You can still play
And I'm
that.
playing it on a what is it, a Switch controller. It picks up they pick up any Bluetooth controller, whatever you want to
That's
play it
cool.
on.
I think Batman's talking about RetroArch.
Yeah.
Frank's. I can't believe that's an actual lyric in the song, but it really is.
I know.
I mean,
think that
it's,
every time.
I don't
Yeah.
think it was meant in that context. It's just,
no,
it comes
I
off
know.
like that.
But it's
I mean, it
just-
also says there's an invisible man sleeping in your bed. So
Yeah, I know.
either way.
yeah. I mean, for Ghost, it's a toss up. It could be a man, it could be a woman, who knows? That's so funny. He called Frank a buster. I haven't
I'm
heard
gonna
that
say this
since,
shit right now, and usually this stuff doesn't bother me, but John 907I, go fuck yourself. Fuck you piece of shit. Take your fucking Xbox, shine it up real nice, and stick it straight up your fucking ass. And tag Phil Spencer your fucking nude photos. This way this guy comes to your house and fucks you, hits you with the Indiana Jones whips, Indianapolis Jones, whatever the fuck his name is. Indiana Jones whip.
Do you say Indianapolis Joe?
Yeah, I did, because I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
Okay,
Because
that's
I didn't think I would have to
hilarious,
fucking yell at somebody tonight.
though. That's hilarious.
You fucking idiot. You just yelled at one of the biggest Xbox guys in this fucking chat room. Because you're too fucking stupid to realize that I own 12 fucking Xbox Series X's in my house. You have one, John. You have one that your mommy and daddy bought you. How does that fucking make you feel?
He's probably asking him to go buy him the Call of Poopy game. Can you mommy, daddy,
He's got his mom's credit card for Game Pass.
That's why he didn't have a problem installing. He's full of shit because that fucking thing makes you all you guys did it.
Yeah.
You guys in the chat room installed it. Frank installed it. He's trying to tell me we did something wrong. It's like, bro, I have faster internet than you.
And that wasn't even the
In the
point you were
fucking chat.
making about the download speed. You weren't even
I wasn't
saying
even
that.
talking about that. He's just making
Yeah.
shit up.
He didn't get it.
He thinks that he came into a Sony only podcast
Yeah.
and was gonna fuck with us tonight. And he did.
Yeah.
He fucked with us, but we're not Sony guys. We have an Xbox show, and now we have a Sony show. It took us 11 years to do a Sony show because we asked the fan base, what other content do you want? And they said, we want a Sony show. So here we are.
He
And
said,
I've seen him in other chat rooms before, and he was never like that. Well, now he's fucking Stevie Mac banned him, and guess what? I'm going to keep that ban.
I want to see that ban.
That's
said, I'm
fine.
gonna go in there and do God's work and troll these people.
I haven't heard
you
someone
can
call
go-
someone
you-
a buster since San Andreas. He
But
was
you
like,
can
"You're a
go-
buster, CJ."
But you can go fuck yourself, okay? Don't come back here. Don't talk to me anymore. All right? And I'm going to tell all these guys that I fucking work with that you're a problem. Because you put yourself on that list just now. So. Just chill the fuck. You're telling me to chill? I'm fucking chilling. I'm talking to these guys about what's going on.
Yeah, we're talking
But you
about
can't
the
handle it
fan
because I'm
base.
talking bad about your precious Xbox. I own the fucking Xbox. I'm in the same boat that you're in. Do you see me going in chat rooms and fucking cursing people out? No.
Not yet.
This is my fucking channel. You want to fucking come here and act stupid? Then go fuck yourself. You're out. I didn't even have to ban you. Stevie Mac fucking took care of it. You know why Stevie Mac took care of it? Because Stevie Mac was sick of this shit too. And by the way, Stevie Mac has an Xbox Series X. So again, you're getting fucking thrown out by Xbox people. What a dumb motherfucker, I swear to God.
Throwing out like Uncle Phil throwing out Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah,
He was
just get
ejected.
right in the lawn. Yeah, I mean, it's, it's been a hectic year for all this news back and forth, and we just cover it honestly and just give our takes.
I
Most
clearly
people here
didn't realize you
know.
weren't talking about him. I even told him I wasn't talking about him.
Yeah,
Because it wasn't talking about him. I would. Oh my God. We were on the other podcast last week, and we were called ponies in the comments section of that other pod. It wasn't even on this channel. Okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with this guy tonight.
no. He had to make it about himself.
But some people are just fucking stupid. I don't know. Listen, I'm sorry your parents molested you as a fucking kid, but that's not my fucking
My
problem.
God.
Okay?
Whoa.
Oh shit!
No, I'm serious, Frank. I'm sick of these fucking crazy people on the internet. You like Xbox? I like Xbox. What's the fucking problem?
No, because you don't like it the same way that I do. So
Yeah.
you must be punished.
Well, because Phil
severely.
Spencer is taking fucking 55 fucking... He'll be in hospice before Fable fucking comes out. Okay?
I know.
We all fucking know it, but nobody's saying it. But this guy says it, and all of a sudden now I'm a problem. Don't stay in the chat. Why are you hate watching? Just fucking leave.
They can't help themselves.
They
have
can't
to
help
defend.
themselves. They gotta cause trouble. Well, this is what he wants. He wants us to talk about him. That's okay. We were kind of light on content tonight anyway. So, thanks for the content. We try to be nice to you, man, but when the people in my chat ban you, that's a fucking problem.
We tolerated it for a while. Like, we let a lot of stuff
Yeah,
slide.
for the-
But it got
almost
to the
the whole
point where
2.5
Stevie Mac in the
hours
chat couldn't tolerate him. And Stevie Mac tolerates a lot of shit.
Yeah.
We've seen Stevie Mac over the years. They shoved the Fire Stick where the sun doesn't shine because they're hoping that Wi-Fi 6 works better. Yep, I get it. He didn't, and now he's gone. Yeah, well, you know what sucks, Mental? I really don't want these guys banned, but I'll stick by Stevie Mac on this one. It is what it is. It is what it is. So,
It is what it is.
thanks for the content, fuckface, because now we're going to make money off of it. And you know what I'm going to do with the money we make off of it tonight?
Buy PlayStation.
I'm going to buy PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
You gotta sign up for premium so you can play Dino Crisis.
Thanks!
And then post, I did a thing.
I did a thing.
I get a crane. Yeah, all right. We'll do that. How about that? Well, there you go. As far
You
as
just
that's concerned.
He just ran upstairs from the basement. Mommy, they banned me.
He's in Ireland. You go fucking have a beer with Seamus. Fuck him and fuck you.
Oh, whitey, dighty, dighty,
Like a
dighty,
bro
dighty,
kicking the
dighty,
fucking
dighty.
ass, you piece of shit.
It could have been Seamus.
Yeah.
It was Seamus.
I got
Insert-
mad because I said something about the leprechauns.
Yeah, I'm sure that was it.
It's probably Hornswoggle, fucking WLC match over there.
He drank a thimble of beer and he's wasted and he's
Yeah.
on the internet.
Well, first he's telling us, like, don't get mad. Then he's saying, oh, then get mad. And this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, and he left in the beginning, remember? He's like, I'm
Yeah,
out
he
of
left.
here, lol.
Yeah, you knew then he was a troll, but we still gave him a
Yeah.
chance.
We
And
did.
he,
We gave him a
he
chance.
shoved that, stuck it down the toilet.
Oh, whitey, dighty, 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 dighty.
Go eat corned beef and go fart in your fucking face. How about that?
Oh, shit.
I want some corned beef.
Somebody
Corned
stole
beef
his
is
treasure. He was
Someone stole
He
his
was
pot of
pissed.
fucking gold. Over the rainbow, this guy. Anyway, enough of him.
Yeah. Girl.
That's the first person we had to get rid of in a long time. So he made history.
Yeah, we had to 86 them.
Yeah, it's alright.
It's all right. Even Jazzy Jeff recovers. He'll be all right.
Didn't Jazzy Jeff become P. Diddy?
Oh, man.
He fucking
I
looks
don't know.
like him.
I don't know if he's done anything as bad, but...
No.
He committed heinous crimes.
Yeah.
Right.
He just kept making music, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Apparently the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K got a pretty good video, like review, like a video quality rating. So apparently it's a good 4K.
Is it all of them through Freddy vs. Jason, or is it just the through?
Just the first one. So the only ones that are in 4K right now are the first one, and I think that's it. Everything else is on Blu-ray. So even the remake, I think, is still on Blu-ray. But they are putting out. Arrow is putting out. They put out Friday the 13th, 2009 remake, and now they're putting out. That was for 4K. Now they're putting out. Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X on 4K. Apparently, so that is also happening. Because it's it's all the ones that aren't just labeled in the main series. So like the ones that are done in the main series, I think in 4K are, I think 1 and 2 right now. Because the 1 through 4 was remastered in 4K in the box set, but doesn't really count. So 1 and 2 I think are on 4K. But yeah, apparently Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X are all going to be joining that. So Era Video is putting them out. I don't know why they're not doing the whole thing, but they're probably going to do a whole set at some point. So
Yeah, Jason's a deadite, and Jason Goes to Hell. That's why he's able to go to the bodies and all that.
yeah,
And they show
basically,
the Necronomicon.
I saw a guy that it was on YouTube, and it was from like footage for him back in the day, and I guess like he knew someone that worked at a theater, and he got like the big ass like 1-sheet theatrical poster of Jason Goes to Hell that had like the snake coming out of the mask and stuff like that. It was just cool to see that from like back in that era, where like unless you knew someone who worked at a movie theater, you were not getting those like big ass like theatrical posters,
Right.
Yeah, it was just cool. Just different era.
And then in Nightmare on Elm Street, Nancy's watching Evil Dead on her TV.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of good a lot of great horror references within the horror movies,
There you go. Any questions about anything? It doesn't even matter if it's PlayStation related. This was just a podcast tonight. This was a crazy podcast. You got people coming in here acting like fucking maniacs. Usually it's the Scottish guys that are fucking crazy, not the Irish guys.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a full moon out there. They're looking nuts coming out.
Yeah.
Telling you, man. Batman, we need you. Arkham, you gotta fucking fill up Arkham with these crazy guys.
They want to dance with the devil at the pale moonlight, and I guess I'm gonna have to go over there and beat the crap out.
I don't know, man. It's just fucking weird. I already told everybody who needs to know that this guy was causing fucking trouble tonight. Oh, they.
Got my Thanksgiving 4K that came in.
Man,
I haven't
YouTube
seen that
checks.
movie. Is it good?
I like Thanksgiving. Yeah, I thought it was a fun slasher. It was nothing like groundbreaking, but it was fun. I had fun with it.
I like eating turkey too on Thanksgiving.
Yes.
All right, enough of this shit. Enough of Thanksgiving. The movie fucking sucks. Okay, guy runs
What?
around dressed like a fucking pilgrim. Like, come on.
So I said I
What?
like eating.
Don't wear the fucking mask, like a moron. Just take the mask off and fucking. That's it.
What? Come on. I thought it was good.
I don't understand that
Watch
movie.
Turbo Kid. They saw
on
the devil on
Netflix.
Tubi.
So if anyone has
YouTube-
Netflix,
YouTube checks are running slow. After 2 videos saying, wow. That's crazy, man. Sometimes, this is why I live stream a lot, because it's easier just to do the damn live stream than doing the checks half the time. I know what that's like, though. They do the checks, and sometimes for like, you can't make the video public for like a day or two because of that, So, is what it is.
yeah, it's the YouTube system.
Good old YouTube, huh?
Coming out in 4K. Oh, The Hitcher is coming out in 4K finally tomorrow. That's a big. That's actually a
The
big
original
release.
one?
Yeah, so like it hasn't actually been on anything since like I think either the VHS or DVD days. So it's finally actually getting a physical, which is cool.
Right.
That's the stuff we need. The stuff that hasn't, literally hasn't been on anything.
I got a
In a
Roddy
minute.
Potty Piper They Live action figure and Ash from the first Evil Dead. I got those figures.
Nice.
Is it the NECA figures?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, videos the next 2 days, and they're taking forever to schedule. Yeah, I hear you, man. I've been there. I've been there. I've been waking up. I'm sorry. I've been making up for only doing 1 video in 4 weeks, so I was sick. Yeah, well, I hope you're doing better. But yeah,
It's
your
all good,
videos are
man.
still good, man. So far,
Yeah,
so good.
We all have setbacks like that. No worries. Just put up what you got, and we'll always check it out.
Batman, where can people find you?
Here on YouTube and also on Rumble. I got my Rumble channel. It's the Bat 3231 on Rumble. But over here on Batman.2.
Okay, perfect.
Cool deal.
Mental, says Stevie Mac. It's because you're a crazy man and they're afraid you might say something too much for people to handle around, right?
And there's Batman's link. There it
He
is.
might say the Xbox is lame or something, even though he owns it. He might get out of line. Oh, it doesn't have Wi-Fi 6. Oh, it doesn't have Wi-Fi 6? You're bitching about it.
Who uses Wi-Fi anymore? Lol.
La 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 la.
Well, why the fuck is it in the console then if people don't use it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, come on.
that-
What sense does that
dumbest
shit
thing.
make?
Some people aren't hardwired like we are. Some people can't do that. we play with people that can't run a wire. Fred doesn't have a wire running down to his basement, I don't think. So
No.
should he not be able to play because it doesn't have Wi-Fi anymore?
Bro, I mean, they sell Wi-Fi fucking 7 routers. Like, IT is booming with that stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know, Fred. What do you think?
Yeah, Fred was in here earlier. I don't know where he's at now. So, Fred will be pouring blue milk on his head,
Orange milk.
orange milk on his head Wednesday.
Yeah,
Did he
everyone
find
make
it?
sure you're here for Wednesday.
Frank found it for him.
I was 45 minutes away.
He's
and I
doing
happened to find it.
a stream.
He'll be doing on the Game Complainers podcast this Wednesday. Make sure you get those super chats ready because the highest super chat, he's going to dump it on his fucking head. Live.
And he's gonna taste test it too.
Yeah,
He has to do a
he'll
Silent
taste
Hill
it
on
first and then he'll dump that shit all over his head. So,
Is it the same brand?
No, this one is Hood, I think, or something. I think it's different.
Fred with his GameStop lover. Oh, man. I didn't even tell you guys what happened. We went back to GameStop to cancel the pre-order for Mario and Black Ops. Bro, she pre-ordered me 2 Luigis and only gave me the money back for 1 Luigi and Mario and Luigi, whatever the
Yeah.
fuck it's called.
She didn't want her.
And we were
numbers
like,
to be
wait,
there.
that's not all the credit. And she's like, oh, that's right, you have 2 of them pre-ordered. And then we
Was
got
this
the
his
credit
girlfriend?
back. Yeah. The girl that stole my games. Did you even hear about that?
So I think I caught it a little bit when you guys were driving back, and I joined in the stream.
So I bought the Series X, the all digital one, over there.
Right.
I traded a bunch of games and I didn't pay a dime for it.
Which is good.
Right. Well, this girl was trying to steal 6 of our games because we didn't get credit for 6 games. But she
So you're-
still kept them behind the counter, and we left. And every time we went in, she was like, "Oh, I didn't realize that. I probably didn't scan." She's telling me, "Oh, GameStop rents these registers. You know, they're not that reliable." And I'm just like, "Why would you tell anybody this?" She kept Ukulele on Switch, which is on their website for trade-in. The game sells for about $80 used, Ukulele on Switch, because it was a limited run game and it was never released after that. She was going to keep that game and then fucking, I don't know, sell it or whatever, or put it in her collection. I don't know. But then we didn't get credit for 5 other games. So I went back in there because I had a list with me of what I traded in. And I'm like, hey, this stuff isn't matching with the receipt. I gave you these games. Oh, and then we went in. I noticed one game. So we got Ukulele back in Mario Kart. Mario Kart she traded in. Then Bloodborne wasn't traded in. Then Street Fighter 6 wasn't traded in. Then Smash Brothers wasn't traded in. And she had them all on the counter.
God, what an authentic GameStop experience. Like they're
Right.
actually doing good for this past month. We've been talking about them, and goddamn.
Now, when I gave Fred a couple of games last month to trade in, I added the trade value, and it was kind of light then. But I didn't think anything of it. I thought maybe some of the values dropped. She probably didn't even scan some of those games either. But whatever, I
Like,
can't prove that.
if
I can
I'm
prove when I was
scanning
there
a
because I had the
stack
damn
of
list.
things, like I'm like 1 scan, check. Okay, like that's what I would do. Like I'm not just like boop boop boop. Like
Well,
I'm
I
making
had
sure
so
that
many
shit's in there.
fucking games that I think she realized she could take advantage of it, and she did. So, and she got caught because I was like, yeah,
You
we
gotta
didn't
go
get
back
credit
to
for half of
twice?
this stuff. I went in the store 3 times.
Gee, not including your first one, your first trip.
The first time, then 2 more times after that. What happened was we stayed there because we went back in the car. We were looking over the list.
Immediately, yeah, you were just like, let's just go
Right.
back in.
And
We're
then
right
the
here.
third time, or before we went in for the last time, Fred and I went through the entire list with the receipt. She took my number. She's like, "Oh, I'll call you because I'm doing the stickers now. If anything's left over, I'll call you. You can come pick it up." Bro, we went in the car. We went through the list for about 10 minutes. We went back in there. She goes, "Oh, what's your phone number?" She threw the fucking paper out, my phone number on it. She was going to steal those games. Is she old or just derp? No, derp. Like a fat Kate Upton. I'll just say that. That's why he's fucking mesmerized with her.
Wow.
I don't care. I said it. Who gives a fuck? I'm fat too, so it's a fat Kate Upton.
No, I'm just saying. I just think it's funny because you're just like Fred's mesmerized.
He knows the drill when he goes in there.
Yeah, well, now he does.
Yeah.
Now he knows that she's gonna not scan everything.
Now he likes fat men that look like John over there. So there you go. John 709, 907, whatever the fuck his name is. John 90, 210, whatever the fuck his name is. Over here.
Oh man, yeah, that's annoying. That's definitely an authentic.
Yeah, she was gonna steal our games, and it is what it is, right? But I went back in. I got credit for everything, and then the next day we went back. We were like, "Fuck this! I don't want the pre-order. I'll just get Game Pass instead of buying Black Ops." So went in there, and she tried fucking us on that too. But then, my wife was like, "Hey, there should be more credit." And she's like, "Oh, that's right. You have two pre-orders." It's like, you knew what you were doing. I didn't even want two pre-orders for Mario and Luigi. This girl created two pre-orders. But she was doing shady shit. Like, she took his coupon and bought the warranty. It makes her numbers look. And when I declined the warranty for the digital series, like, can I tell you this? I was going to save this for Wednesday. You know what her pitch was to sell me the warranty on the digital Series X? Oh, these consoles are digital, so they'll break. And then she goes, also, the HDMI port breaks a lot on these consoles. And I'm just thinking in my head, if I'm a normal person, I'm like, then I don't want to buy the console. If you're telling me this shit's going to break, I don't want to buy it.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, oh no, I'm good. And I didn't look at her when I said that. And Fred said that she got really fucking mad when I said I didn't want the warranty. And then I Googled about the warranty stuff. Employees lately have been shitting on customers and berating customers for not buying a warranty. Cam Momet, what's up, man? You missed the fireworks before.
What's up, Cam?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Stevie Mac had to ban somebody.
Yeah, it's definitely a.
That's not Fred.
Move.
That's Batman.
That's Fred, man.
Yeah.
You missed the fireworks tonight, Cam. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. Yeah, it sounds like GameStop as usual. Unfortunately, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but now you guys got to be careful when you bring stuff in. Hand it to them one at a time. Make sure they scan it.
Yeah.
Because I just had a stack and she was scanning them and she was just putting them on the side.
Yeah. Thank God when I did the Xbox, it was just the console and everything checked out.
But she didn't take blame. She didn't say, I forgot to scan these. She said, oh, these machines, they're outdated. And GameStop rents the point of sale machines. And I'm like, why do you have to tell me this? You're telling customers you guys rent shitty machines? Like, well, what's that to do with anything? You just tried to rob me.
It's the machine that's always there anyway, so it doesn't matter if you rent them. That's what you have. That's your system.
Man, it's fucking ridiculous. I got all my money, though. I'm happy. And that's it. I'm never really going to go there again unless something crazy happens.
After this pro crap, yeah.
I just needed to get that credit for the for this.
Yeah.
But right now they're sold out of the refurbished ones, the 2 terabyte.
And your pros are already covered anyway, so you literally just have to go get your consoles.
Right, and I told her I want to cancel only the game pre-orders, not the pro. And she's like, yep, not the pro. And she gave me a receipt confirming I still had the pro pre-order. But I'm like, holy fuck, this bitch will cancel my pro.
Oh my god, yeah, that's the last fucking thing we need. After all that shit of waiting outside and fucking getting it. Yeah.
Anyway, that was the crazy adventure that we had. Any final thoughts before we leave? Any final questions? Batman, you want to say anything? Frank, Anthony, you guys want to say anything?
No, I think got everything. And we're gonna have another, few hour show on Wednesday, so we'll have more to talk about, I guess.
Wednesday's gonna be big. Especially this guy's gonna pour orange milk on his head.
Yes, I can't wait.
And he's gonna drink it.
Letting me jump on, guys.
Yeah, no problem, Batman. Thanks for
Yeah.
coming on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
And you know, I don't like ending these shows like this, but I'm gonna fucking end it. Shout out to John907i. You go fuck yourself. Stick your Xbox up your ass. You can whack off to your Phil Spencer poster over in Ireland. And I don't know. Go find your fucking Lucky Charms, you stupid motherfucker. We're out of here.